All right, going live on the restream. Now, what am I doing? I am going to double check, make sure I get everything all set up. And we are running live. All right, just testing. Huh. It's showing Twitch and YouTube. Let me try it. Wait, let me try again. It usually would show up for about, there we go. All right, sweet, Twitch and YouTube's up. Well, welcome everyone for those who are filtering in the stream right now, or those who filter for, of course, just when the stream really starts to get going, when everyone starts coming in, and for those who are just watching this pre-recorded video. Usually do Q&As Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've talked about it before. Still in the process of trying to figure out how I want to do Thursdays as a kind of, you know, interview questionnaire with having guests on the channel. But as far as it goes right now, just mainly going to be Q&As for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Obviously, the main title says it has to do with the overall potential bear market and everything. I already made a video about that. You know, last night. Most people probably have seen it by now, or at least seen it by this morning. Of course, you can always ask me any question that you guys may have. If you have any questions in regards to the bear market, my personal opinion, or just you want to ask questions about me personally and so on and so forth, this is just kind of that time for us to do that. So, but otherwise, it'll just be the same old that we do every single week for those people that usually come in and stop by. So. But yeah, I know it's a little bit early. I usually stream it around noon-ish or later, but I actually have an appointment at 2:15, so decided I was going to stream a little bit early today, so hopefully we can still get some people in the chat that will be able to ask questions. But yeah, no, so as far as it goes, like I said, please feel free if there's anything you guys kind of want to talk about or chat with about today. Also want to make sure the chat is running. It says the chat is working. It should be. So, but God, it is hot as frick in my room for some reason. Is my audio running too? Just double checking. Yep, everyone's running. Everything is running smoothly. So, but yeah, I mean, the main thing obviously we've really been discussing, you know, the past couple weeks has just been, you know, Brilliant Star. Set release is going to be coming out for that soon. Obviously, just the kind of skepticism of whether or not, you know, is the bottom officially in and so on and so forth. And for those people that saw my video, obviously, you know my personal opinion. I think people are just getting too emotional and getting too excited out the gate. So, but in all honesty, we'll see as far as it goes what truly is going to happen in the next year or so. Because, you know, could be right, could be wrong. And it'll be definitely one of those videos that we can go back and look on and see what the future is going to hold. So, but give me one quick second. I need to turn on my fan. It is so hot in here. Sorry about that. My room, holy crap, bro. It is like a sauna in here right now. But yes, what was I gonna say? There was something I was gonna say. I want to talk about. Hey, wow, I'm gonna pronounce this very poorly. Finestify. How's it going, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Shadow Gord, also thank you guys for stopping by. And then Jose, oh, thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for the people that stopped by, come in the chat. Yes, you can totally ask questions. That's kind of going to be the main thing for today's Hi to all. What's up, CK? How we doing? But yeah, you can totally ask me questions. Ask away if there's anything you want me to discuss. I usually do these, like I said, it's been pretty on and off these past Tuesday and Thursday because last week I was kind of coming down with some congestion. So, but I did this Q&A last Tuesday. We had about 30 people watching, I would say on average at a time. But let me know if you got any questions, please feel free to ask. So it's going to kind of be it. New questions about Pokemon or me, let me know. So we've got a lot of regulars that I like to just chat and, you know, catch up and see how they're doing. Tell me good news, man. Just bought an Umbreon VMAX Alt Art. From what set are we talking here, my guy? Did you get from the Evolving Skies? Or did you get it from VMAX Climax? Because now we actually have two different variations. But that's cool, one way or another, my guy. That's cool that you got that, Z-Man. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, no, still gonna pronounce it wrong. T-Finestify. Yeah, let me know, brother, if you got any questions. But that's cool, man. The Pokemon, if you are referring to Evolving Skies, Evo Skies, yeah, man, it's crazy. If we look at Evolving Skies, we can take a look at that before people start asking some more questions. The VMAX Alt Art is just now finally starting to get some form of, like, you know, downwards price action. But to be honest with you, it's really kind of found its bottom, and it has like started to go up again. Wow, that sounded really confusing. Let me rephrase what I was going to say. It had its kind of price climb and it took, or sorry, price decline, and it took a very long time for it to even move a small amount all the way down to 173, it looks like, at the bottom, 171. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use Pokedata.io for this one because they're pretty good at finding the below averages. What's interesting is if I want to find highs, I'm always gonna look at TCG Player. If I want to find lows, Pokedata is pretty good with that. They're good with raw cards too. So let's go with sets. Yeah, let's take a look and see how much the low was on this card. Because, man, I mean, with the reprints not happening, man, I mean, you're seeing these cards really start to take, you know, take shine in their value. That's for sure. All right, let's take a look. So we're just gonna go raw. Yeah, so it was going for 574 at its peak. Man, that's crazy. So, and then, yeah, 170, 168, 168. Yeah, bro. And then now it's starting to curl back up. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I mean, obviously, when Evo gets a reprint, then we'll probably see it drop some more. But as far as it goes, I don't... it's kind of tough. Jose, oh, base set Charizard or new Charizard. They're about the same price, right? Well, that's pretty hard to say because it depends on which new Charizard you're referencing. And when you say base set or new, are you saying which one's better to buy, or are you just saying just generally speaking in the same price? Because base set Charizard, generally speaking, is going for around, you know, depending upon the near mint condition, anywhere between a couple like $200 to like $500 or $600 for ungraded. If we're talking just base set, not base set 2, just straight up unlimited. Around as far as it goes when it comes to Charizard prices, if we go and take a look at TCG Player, you're really going to only see the Hidden Fates Charizard that's going to be around that price. So we take a look at Charizard GX, obviously. The Rainbow one is kind of in that range. Wow, what? Oh my god. I mean, we did have a talk about how much the price has dropped on this, but I didn't realize it still continued to go down. Jesus loves me. Man, that is down a ton. So, I mean, you know, I can take that back. I don't think there's a single Charizard. I don't think there's a single Charizard that is going to be around the same price if we're talking near mint for, you know, unlimited. I mean, because look at how cheap all these Charizards are. You might say, that's not cheap, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty cheap. Z-Man, I learned my lesson when it was at 170. Yeah, man. And I mean, if you watch my videos too, I talk about it a lot about being patient. I even talked about that. That was actually one of the like chapters I had in my last video. So it's definitely a learning experience for all, but don't worry, man, you'll pick it up. What is your go-to source for card pricing sites, eBay, TCG Player? So for the longest time, and I'll be completely transparent about this. For the longest time, I would say I used eBay, TCG Player, and then PokeMarketCap was the main 3 places. But recently, I got turned on to by actually, it's funny, I got turned on to by a couple of people, Polkadata.io. Polkadata.io is one of the sites I've been recently using. So one of the things I really like about them, they're still in their kind of like beta page in regards to some of the features they have, but for the most part, they're a really, really like clean UI page that I like about it. They have a lot of different kind of analytics that a lot of the other sites I wasn't using. Because the thing is, man, if you think about it, when I'm using TCG Player, right? If I go to TCG Player and I'm looking at a lot of these prices, I'm seeing TCG Player prices. When I go to eBay, I'm seeing eBay prices, right? When I'm able to go to Polkadata.io, I'm able to go to it and I'm able to look at it very cleanly and see, okay, these are averages or raw averages for specific cards, which you're not going to really be able to see, especially considering the fact of the matter with Polkadata.io, they actually have an algorithm that allows them to filter out a lot of the garbage. So you're able to see accurate, non-shill bid products. And they do the same thing with PSA 10, PSA 9. And so they just compile a lot of their information. And it's funny, the reason why I feel so confident about knowing this is because one of the actual developers of the website reached out to me and asked and said, hey, if you have any feedback for the website, like let me know. And him and I sat down, had a talk. And so it's actually, it sounds like they're very passionate individuals. And they're really intelligent when it comes to the way in which they run their kind of algorithm for looking at information. So for those people that are knowledge junkies like myself, I would say Polkadata.io is a really nice place to definitely go check it out. Obviously, you guys will still see me use eBay occasionally and still see me use TCG Player occasionally as well, because I do like to look at the individual listings or some of the recents. But if I'm looking at a general like chart, they have a very clean chart. Also on top of that as well, they have a portfolio feature. It's still in the beta, so there's going to be some of your product you're not going to be able to add to it, but it has a pretty clean portfolio use, like super easy to kind of like keep track of all your prices for the product that you are wanting to collect. So that's kind of my answer to that for you, Shadow Guard. Jose, which one should I buy? See, that's all on you, my guy. I mean, if you're talking about from an investment perspective, it's really hard to say what your general strategy is. Everyone's going to have their own thing. One of the biggest things I've kind of talked about in my videos is I think that, in regards to PSA, I think it's not really going to be the future for general scarcity. I think your real money is going to be made in looking at like bulk sending into BGS and trying to get black labels. This is my opinion, of course, you can do whatever you want, but if you really look at the population reports, a lot of these Charizards and cards are pushing several thousand, which is absolutely crazy for PSA 10s alone. And so with that being said, you're going to want to have that kind of level of scarcity that's going to allow your cards to increase in value, as well as having that increase of demand. So it's just going to scale a lot better than high population report cards. So for me, one of my things that I actually like, if you are talking about Charizards, we're not going to talk about some of the big boys. We can talk about one of the smaller ones that I absolutely think, of course, not financial advisor, Charizard V from the Sword and Shield promo cards. If you look at it, PSA 10 condition, it's going for around 120 bucks, I think it is. We can take a look and see. What is it? Charizard V. Let's see if it pops up. It should be popping up under one of the promos. Oh, and they have Japanese cards too, guys. So that's actually really cool that they have that on the site. That's one of the new features they're trying to add. But yeah, so they don't have BGS. They're going to be adding that on the site. But if you just look at the general PSA 10 prices, looks like it's gone down quite a bit. So, but I mean, this just goes to my point. When you look at the overall PSA prices, it's just continuously gone down, 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 down. And these cards cost like, $5 to $7. Versus if you go and you take a look at, let's go to eBay for it. And you say Black Label Charizard V promo. So if we go Black Label Charizard V promo, we can take a look and see one of the most recent sales. If I'm correct, I've seen it around $1,000, give or take, for the Charizard V Sword and Shield promo. Looks like it's been a while since it's been sold as a Black Label. Yeah, it's been a while. Man, really? Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I do BGS. and then I go Sword Shield 50. I don't know if it'll pop up. It should pop up under BGS. I mean, look at a 10. A 10's just going for 165 alone, right? So let's hope we can find the black label though, because it looks like it's been a while since the black label was sold. You get a 9.5 selling for around the same price as a 10. Let's see if we can find that one. If we can't find it, you're just gonna have to take my word on it, because it looks like there are. Yeah, you're gonna have to take my word on for it. So basically, the last price I saw it sell for was around $1,000, $1,200. You can kind of try and back check me on that in regards to this Charizard. But if you think about it, man, hypothetically speaking, if you're gonna be putting in so much money into setting like 100 of these, I'd much rather take my chances of getting a black label 10, because the odds I think we roughly calculated is around air of anywhere between 80 to 120 every time you send in. You should get a black label in theory if you're just buying straight raw of a TCG player. So with that being said, your odds of getting a BGS 10 black label, general BGS 10 or a BGS 9.5 is going to allow you to have a lot greater return. Of course, we can't really calculate this fully based off of what we don't know for BGS's open prices when they are going to bring back their grading. Of course, you're expecting there to be a premium, so it's not going to be as affordable. But for me, I'd much rather just take my chances doing that than if I were to go, buy a raw, let's say, general Charizard and just try and get it graded. If I do hit that 10, it's still not going to hold as much value, especially considering if you hit a 9, it's going to be bad. Now, if you're saying generally raw speaking, I would still apply the same concept, just mainly because as far as it goes right now, I mean, the overall value of a lot of the Charizards historically over time hasn't really been super strong. If we're just talking raw, so grading has always been the way to go in my opinion. I mean, we can take a look and see the Burning Shadows Charizard, see how it's performed. Yeah, it's just performed weak. All it's done has gone down. I mean, obviously we already saw the chart for the Hidden Fates Charizard, so that's just my personal opinion. That's a lot of information. Hopefully you can take what I just shared with you, and then of course take everything I say with a grain of salt. 8 watching, only 3 likes. SDC. Well, it says we got 18 now, brother. So Jose, now's the time for Evo Skies. It's pretty locked in. I mean, I would definitely not say that. Evo Skies is gonna have a reprint in my personal opinion, Z-Man. It's pretty locked in that it's more than likely gonna have a reprint. So if you're talking now's the time, I would have my reserves for that. I could be 100% wrong, but obviously in my most recent video, that was one of the biggest points that I talked about when saying, is the bear market over? I think you're going to see more reprints, because if we looked at the historical analysis of something like Vivid Voltage, for example, it's going to more than likely mirror the same exact thing. Evolving Skies is going to have a reprint, in my opinion, whether it be right before, of course, it goes out of rotation in competitive play, or whether it just be because general demand, like the Pokemon likes to do. We just don't know when that's going to happen. My personal opinion, I could be 100% wrong. Only time will tell, but I just like to go with what history has told us. I watched a lot of your videos. You said that modern sets are pretty much influenced by reprints and price climbing after reprints have been consumed by the market. Yeah, no, literally, it's funny you say that. That's literally what I just was saying. So you're 100% right. Yeah, that's my personal opinion, obviously. But historically, that's just how it's always been. Obviously there's a general hype that you have when it comes to the overall influence of a product being reprinted. We take sets like Rebel Clash with very, very small print, Sword and Shield base, very, very small print. And of course, because of that, as the demand for Pokemon products went up, then you started to see a lot of people want to buy more affordable Pokemon modern product to open. Vivid Voltage started to get super expensive. As crazy as it sounds, Battle Styles got super expensive. You had Chilling Reign get super expensive. And with that, people started to look at older sets and started to say to themselves, Sword and Shield is affordable. Sword and Shield base, I'm saying Rebel Clash is affordable. And with that, you started to see a demand come into the market based on the fact that people wanted to buy that product. And because it was no longer, one of the more, let's say, recent sets that had come out, it had been a year, 2 years since it didn't come out, early 2020, Pokemon Company wasn't super duper concerned about reprinting it at the time, because they were already so focused on trying to get caught up with Evolving Skies, reprints and Celebrations and Shining Fates. And so with that being said, that's why you saw a huge influx in the overall prices for those cards. But if you take any of the general demand, or you take about the fact that the market has started to really slow down with demand, you really start to see a lot of the true colors of booster boxes, sealed product really starting to go down, especially hand in hand with the overall, demand going down paired with the reprints. Obviously, we saw that with, As I said in my video, Vivid Voltage still making lower lows, still making lower highs every single time it gets reprinted, and that just mirrors the fact of the matter that along with the reprints, it also is having that kind of decline in demand in the overall market, which is going to affect the modern prices. How can we make sure the current rise in price isn't due to lack of reprints? Are old out of reprint sets also raising? Well, so here's the thing. Isn't due to a lack of reprints. Well, so here's the thing. A lot of the prices in product have not started to really rise if we're talking about pre like ultra modern. I mean, we did this on my live stream on Tuesday, and we took a look at a lot of the general like, you know, XY era product. We took a look at a lot of the general Sun and Moon era product. The majority of it is still going down, like 90%, 85, 90% of it. The remaining, you know, 5 to 10% that is, you know, going up is just niche. And it was typically because it was very underprinted. But a lot of the product that was overprinted and was overhyped and became over kind of, you know, there was just such a high demand and became overvalued in my personal opinion. Those are the ones that are seeing the highest retraces. So the ones that are also performing the best as well, like I said before, are the ones that were high demand, that were low supply during the time. Take, for example, Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes, but even Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes have gone down in the grand scheme of things. So if you really want to look to it, Unbroken Bonds is a good example of one that's performed really well, but a lot of the other Sun and Moon, for the most part, have still seen their declines. Same thing goes with a lot of the Elite Trainer boxes. They've still seen their kind of price decreases. I mean, we can take a look at it if you really want to. We took a look at it on stream not that long ago. But if we go for like, let's do a set like Team Up, right? So Team Up, for example, is one of the ones that for the most part has been performing. For a while, it performed relatively well. Obviously, you've started to see recently it's kind of done a little bit of a dump off. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, there's such a small kind of, how do I want to say this? I mean, look at it. Look, there's 3 of them. So this is not a perfect indicator on what the true market value is. You look at it, you say, you know, 380 was what a sale was at one point, and now it's been 315. That's like a, you know, 20% drop off, right? Let's take a different look. Let's take a look at, like, say, Celestial Storm's Elite Trainer boxes. I mean, look at the 3-month on that. 348 at its high, you know, 222. You know, this has dropped almost $120. So when you're saying to yourself, is the Pokemon bear market over? A lot of product is still dropping. So you can keep going back and looking at Sun and Moon XY. I just use these 2 in particular because these are the ones we were looking at on the live stream on Tuesday. But you just got to be able to understand that, you know, just because product's going up in the short term, let's take Bitcoin, for example, right? For those people that are familiar with Bitcoin, right? Back in 2017, because I was around, for those people that are around, you'll understand this, Bitcoin went to $20,000, right? It dropped at one point all the way down to 6,000, and it went all the way up to 14,000. People thought the bull market was about to begin. But guess what happened? From 14,000, went all the way down to 3,000. Now, in the moment, people thought, oh, it's going to 14,000. It's going to go to its all-time high. It's going to start, it's moon time. But guess what? It was $6,000 away still from its all-time high, and all it did was it made a lower high, and then it made a lower low in the grand scheme of things. Sure, you can say it went up $8,000, which is, you know, over 100%. And you can say to yourself, wow, that's still a ton of money that, you know, it went up. But that doesn't mean that we're all of a sudden bullish. You can still go up in a bear market because over time, things still need reprieves. They still need dead cat bounces because over time, there's going to be only so much selling pressure that's going to occur, and then there's going to be an accumulation phase, or I should say a redistribution phase, and then, you know, you're going to have your sellers that started to double down. They're going to take their product, sell it, and then it's going to dump again. This is just general, you know, economic theory, especially when we're talking about chart analysis. Not trying to hype the set. Oh, don't get me wrong, Z-Man, the set is amazing. I mean, I've talked about it on my channel, Evolving Skies. I think Evolving Skies, when I was saying it was $100, I said now's the time to get in. Of course, I think there's going to be a reprint. So for those people that did miss the hype or just started following my channel, I'm going to say be patient. You know, obviously, if you want to, you can get to your certain point where you're saying, I want to FOMO in. But and when it comes to my personal opinion, I think that you have to understand that there are so many opportunities in this market to make money. If you're looking at this from a money perspective, there's going to be other opportunities. Brilliant Star, you're going to more than likely see that booster box $100 to below $100, and I think that's going to be an amazing performing set. Obviously, we just saw in my last video I posted, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes just got added on for celebrations. They're out of stock right now, but they're more than likely going to come back and filter in and out of restock until the deadline of the 26th. Could be wrong. If you missed that opportunity, obviously, then you can try and take advantage of the Brilliant Star Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box exclusives. I mean, there's always going to be opportunities in this market, and so the best time to get in is when no one else is looking at it, and the worst time to get in is when everyone else is trying to jump on because they're late. Because that's where you're going to get screwed. That's where you're going to be buying Evolving Skies booster boxes of $180, $190 at the top, saying it's going to go to $300 this next month, and then the reality, you're just going to be sitting on your hands with product that you're just going to be losing a ton of money on until it hits that repoint. So make sure you're making decisions based off of opportunity and not your emotions. Had a chance to buy Evolving Skies at like 140 Canada. Wish I had bought a lot more. Yeah, man. Like going back to it, man. It's a bummer. Obviously, you missed out, but just take that money and then just put it in somewhere else that you see could potentially have another opportunity. Yeah, graded card market has taken such a hit. Yeah, no, huge amount. I mean, I've made videos on specifically just Hidden Fates, particularly. It's seen such a hit. CC11 90, thanks for stopping by. Brilliant Stars cards are disgustingly low on TCG Player. Hope they pick up. TCG Player? Brilliant Star prices. I want to see this. Are they up on the site now? They're not on the site yet, my guy, so I don't know what you're referencing. Are you sure you're saying Brilliant Star? Is that the right site you're referencing? Yeah, I don't think they're up yet. I started scooping up cards that will be rotating out in September. Hey, that's not a bad play, SDC. Honestly, that's what a lot of people, specifically LGSs, make a killing on. Is what they'll do is if you're someone who's very knowledgeable in the competitive format, I'm semi-knowledgeable. Like I play the game and I know a lot of like really good cards, especially considering I sell bulk too. So I'm pretty knowledgeable in that field, but for those people that are really, really knowledgeable and they play the game like on a different level, it definitely helps to know because you can get ahead of the curve. I mean, a great card example is like Adventure Discovery, right? So let's take a look at, and this is for those people that do care enough about this stuff. If you don't care, obviously you can tune out, but this is still a way to make money. If we take a card, go to Uncommons, Fusion Strike, Adventure Discover, right? This card right now as it stands, it looks like it's gone down recently. But at one point, it went all the way up to a high of $2.76 for the reverse holo and $2 for the regular holo, right? If you look at when the set just came out and you predicted and said to yourself, hey, I think this card's going to absolutely pop off, 43 cents all the way down up to $2. That's almost a 5x gain purely off of one bulk card in the span of a month, 2 months. So just being able to predict that kind of stuff is actually huge. So I think that if you really know your market SDC, you're actually ahead of the curve on that one. Travis, what's up, my boy? Hey, Eli, I need advice. I want to be a millionaire. I have a taco stand and I live in my stepsister's laundry room to save money. Should I buy Flesh and Blood, MTG, or Pokemon? Well, the first thing you should do is make sure that your stepsister isn't stuck in the dryer. That's just my personal opinion. I've had some really bad experiences with that. I usually have to like, how do I want to say this? Usually I have to like kind of pull her out like this and then kind of thrust in. That's usually the technique that I use. It's kind of weird because most of the time when she's in the dryer, she's trying to get clothes because she's completely naked. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's been a real issue. I completely understand that. As far as taco stands go, you're probably going to want to scrap that. Sorry, I'm a hater, but burritos are the way to go. As far as should you buy MTG, Flesh and Blood, or Pokemon, really just comes down to a lot of opportunity. I'm not a huge Magic the Gathering guy, so I can't give you my best advice on that. But I will tell you, I think Tales of Aria is extremely undervalued. It's one of my favorite sets. In my personal opinion, Monarch is a good set, don't get me wrong. I think it's also very much undervalued, so that's a good opportunity, especially when you saw the fact that during its market high, went up to around $600. And so, in all honesty, I would personally say that it's still a good investment, but you really got to just say to yourself, I like to diversify. I have some Toa, I have some Monarch, and then of course I have a lot of Pokemon products. So I just like to look at all different opportunities, but that's just my personal opinion on that. I see people are laughing about my comment about the stepsister thing. I love how I say it with such a straight face. I have such a deep level of sarcasm when it comes to my stuff, but hopefully that makes sense, Travis. What do you think Celebration ETs will be in the future since they're stopping reprints on the 26th? I think you could see them double in price within the year, and I think that's a conservative estimate. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tripled, if I'm being completely honest. But, of course, I like to be more conservative because I'd much rather be wrong in upside than wrong in it not hitting that upside, if that makes sense. Because then if I'm wrong, I'm happily wrong. You know what I mean? So let's say I think that, oh, it's going to hit 120 bucks, right? But it actually hits 180, then guess what? I'm wrong and I'm happy about it. But if let's say I say it's going to hit 200 bucks and then it actually only hits 150, then I'm wrong and I'll be a little sad. Valentine Ruse, what's up? How's it going? Trang Trong, thanks for stopping by. Who scooped up them Pokemon CTR Selly ETBs yesterday? I know I did. I picked up a couple of cases myself. I'm up to like 35 of them, 36. So what am I sitting on? I'm sitting on about 9 cases of them. So happy Thursday, Pika Pika. Thanks for stopping by again. Z-Man, I agree. We'll see Ultramon continue downward, higher highs, lower lows. Well, don't you mean lower highs and lower lows? But I get what you're saying. Granted, we have 3 more years until 30th anniversary. Thoughts on the horizon? Well, I mean, we don't have 3 more years. We have 5 more years until 30th anniversary, considering we just had our 25th in November. So, but thoughts on the horizon? I mean, short term, I think within the next year, we're going to probably... I mean, I actually made a full breakdown video of this on my prediction. I said I had 3 things. I'll give you guys the synopsis of it. 3 things I said is either 1, I think short term, I think the biggest factor you're going to see is with the inflationary rate that's been going on in the current just general market, it is playing a huge effect into the overall retail chain. Obviously, Pokemon is a part of that because it is a good that a lot of people like to buy. And so what the Fed does inherently is going to affect the market. And through that, it's going to affect everything going on with Pokemon. We've seen there's been a huge correlation between the stock market and crypto. And we've seen there's been a huge correlation between crypto and Pokemon, weirdly enough. You go look at the charts for demand of crypto as well as the charts of demand for Pokemon, and they're 1 and 1 when it comes to a lot of the like prices during 2016, 2017. You had a bull market for Pokemon as well as crypto around the same time. See the same thing happening recently. So it's very interesting to see. That's kind of one of the things I'm going to base my kind of future performances on. Pokemon just recently had a bounce. Ironically enough, guess what also just recently had a bounce? Pokemon. Crazy to see because Pokemon took a huge nasty dive. What took a huge nasty dive afterwards? Crypto. Crypto is bouncing. It went from 33,000 all the way, I think, as high as 45. Guess what? You know, guess what is having a bounce right now? It's like modern Pokemon. It's like a lot of these markets just move hand in hand. So personally speaking, I'm going to watch the markets right now, see what kind of the Fed decides to do when raising interest rates, tapering. Obviously, I made a whole video breakdown if you really want to see me go in depth about it. But I think short term, aka the next year, I think we can see some more downside. But I'm hoping that within the next, I want to say sometime start Q1 2023, we could see a little bit of either sideways action or return of the bull market. That was a perfect example, Jose. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, my guy. I try to give as many examples as possible and try and, make it so that people can understand as easy as possible. SEC, Pokemon is opening new facilities, hiring like crazy to print all modern into the ground. Agree. Well, they are opening more facilities and trying to intensely, print to catch up to demand. I 100% agree with you. As far as it goes, a lot of people obviously have concerns about that. As I've said once again many times before, Pokemon prints to demand. If the demand is there, they're going to print it. If the demand's not there, they're not going to print it. But as far as it goes, the demand has been there, and as you have a scaling supply, they're understanding that they're going to have that with a scaling demand, which honestly, the Pokemon company is doing it right. People will give them crap about it as investors go, but in my personal opinion, it's just opportunities in the market that you got to be able to take advantage on during times like that. But, all seriousness, you know, as, you know, product goes out of rotation, if that demand continues to increase over time, all that means is that your products are more than likely over time going to scale a lot higher in regards to a lot of, you know, kind of increases. You're going to see a lot more volatility. Because you think about it, right? Let's say that there's about 1 million first edition base set booster boxes, right? And let's say at the time there's about 1 million people wanting them. You're going to have a 1-to-1 scale of demand. Now, let's say that over the next 10 years, the Pokemon company increases demand by 10x, and you now have 10 million people that want those booster boxes. Of course, the value of it's going to go up because there's so much more people that want it. And since it's being opened up too, you're going to have half as many, hypothetically speaking. We'll just say half as many because just for the sake of the argument, we're going to say, you know, 500,000 was opened. Not only do you have more that's being opened, or a ton that's been opened over time, but you're also going to have a higher demand because the demand has picked up. Same thing is going to happen for Evolving Skies. We just take that scale, say, let's say 10 million Evolving Skies booster boxes were printed, 10 million were opened. Same theory is going to apply. You're just talking bigger numbers. And with bigger numbers, let's say half of it starts to get eaten up and then demand continues to increase. It's just going to get eaten up faster and faster because we're talking bigger numbers. And that's why, of course, you see a lot of these older products continue to go up more and more because there's just a higher increase in demand over time. And there's just a lower, you know, amount of supply. So just over time, it'll continue to scale just as things are. Pokemon/Crypto Talk, love it. Hey, I appreciate that, Jose. I'm glad you. Oh, that I see. Gavin and Brad and Dark Thought on it loved my example about stepsister. Pika Pika. Should I sell my Evolving Skies booster box now and rebuy at a low price when they reprint? That's a great question. That's really for you to decide. Obviously, I will give you guys my opinions on what I'm doing, but I'm never going to tell you directly to sell or not to sell. If hypothetically speaking, I'm telling you guys, hey, there's going to be a reprint next week for Evolving Skies. You know what I'm going to be doing if I have it, but I'm not going to tell you to do it because you're your own person, right? And not to mention the fact of the matter, I'm not a financial advisor. So with that being said, obviously I've talked about it in my videos, Pika Pika. I said that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised within the next couple months we saw an Evolving Skies reprint happen because I would be stunned. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and we can talk about that conversation because I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I've made videos where I've talked about my mistakes in the past, but if I think that, you know, the overall like around high for Evolving Skies was $200. My personal opinion, I said you could see it go as high as 180. I wouldn't be surprised if it topped out a little bit sooner than that, around 160, 170. We're sitting at around 140, 145, depending upon where you're looking. I think you can actually get it for cheaper on eBay. We can take a look and see. I could be wrong. Evolving Skies booster box. But also you got to ask yourself too what you bought it for. That's also a huge predictor. Yeah, you can still get it for around 132. That was on auction though. Let's see if we have any currently actively sold that you can buy. 149. Yeah, 136. That's on bid though. Yeah, so I'm going to say around that price. With that being said, depends on what you bought for, depends on what your margins are. Let's say hypothetically you followed my, you know, advice to a T. Say $100 is what you bought it for, right? If you are able to sell it for around 145, 150, let's say take fees into it, you're realistically making about $30. That's a 30% increase on one booster box. Now multiply that by 1,000, you just made 100. You just made $300. You know, or not multiply that by 1,000, but let's say your bankroll was 1,000, so you bought 10, right? You made $300. That's not a bad time to cash out. And if you say to yourself too that hypothetically you think it could potentially go up, but you want to lock in profits now, it's never a bad idea to pull profits of like 50%. Let's say I had $1,000, bought, you know, $100 a box of Evolving Skies, and let's say at net I'm about to make 30 off of each box. If I want to, I can sell 5 of those booster boxes, cash in at $150, making that 15% off of my 1,000, and then hypothetically speaking, if you start to see that it continues to go up in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, and it does hit, let's say 170, 180, then you can sell the remaining amount for yourself, and then you can then take that money and just continuously bankroll into other items that will have opportunities. Of course, if Evolving Skies has a reprint, then congratulations, you just sold the top. If it doesn't, it continues going and I am wrong, well, guess what? There's always going to be more opportunities in the market, and what matters is that you secured your profits and you didn't get greedy and stayed in and you sold, making sure that you were able to lock in that extra money to continuously increase your balance. Do you know if investment services for TCGs exist, like professional portfolio management? I don't have the time and space to manage Pokemon sealed product and portfolios, but would like to invest. That is a great question. I know that if I am correct, I could be off base with this, but I know that SM Pratt actually does something like that, because that's something. I mean, he's been in the market for so long, and he doesn't really talk a lot on the financial aspect of the Pokemon market. He just gives a lot of his personal opinion and why he's such a huge fan of WotC, but also he has his own Patreon where he does, give a lot of his like investment strategies, and he does talk on the phone with a lot of people, kind of, helping them out, I guess, more or less with their portfolio. But as far as generally outside of him, I can't really speak on behalf of that, but that's actually not a bad idea. Of course, I feel like for me personally, there's a lot of liability that comes with that. To be fair, there's a lot of liability that comes with a personal financial advisor. Who knows? I mean, that could be something that, you could see be more prevalent in the near future, because there's so much money to be made in this market. It's absolutely insane. So, for the hell of it, let's see how my channel does in the next 3 to 5 years, and maybe that's a service that we could offer if I'm not just spewing complete BS and everything that's happened so far is just continued to be right. Which thankfully so far I've been pretty accurate about a lot of the stuff I've been calling. But I mean, like I said before, a lot of this is just basic fundamentals of supply and demand economic theory. So it's pretty easy to kind of track if you listen to a lot of that kind of stuff. Pick up a Cosmic Eclipse booster box for $50 today. I think it was an okay deal. I mean, let's take a look and see what the general market for Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes. Cosmic Eclipse booster box on eBay. Actually, no, we're gonna go Pokedata. Pokedata is gonna be way better for this. Let's go sealed product. Cosmic Eclipse. So it looks as if right now they're saying average price is $435. So you see $375. Really? This was an eBay sold one. Let's take a look at this. Nope, that's the user's name. Let's look at the eBay item ID. So 1,200 review, $375. Huh, interesting. This one sold for $530. This one sold for $430. It's all over the place. I mean, here's the deal, man. Ooh, this one sold for $300. I want to see this. It says $449, but it's probably marked out. That's why, because a lot of the times it's not showing up. But could be wrong on this. I mean, but honestly, this one, regardless, still sold for $400 as a recent sale. This one sold for $419. You bought it for $450. I mean, $450 is definitely not a bad price by any means. As long as you're not paying over $500, I think you're fine. It looks like there are some listings that were sold for cheaper, but if we take a look at the general, last sales, you've only got a couple that are being sold for less than what you got. Most of them are selling still for around, I don't know. Let's take a look at this one, actually. See, but this is updated prices. That's another thing you got to understand, is they take screenshots of the prices when they were sold. This is packs, too. Yeah, that's definitely gonna play a factor. I'm gonna say you bought it at a pretty good price. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay price, probably the best way to put it. But yeah, if you could get below 400, that's a good deal. But 450 is not bad still. Do you think the Fed raising interest rates will cause free money to dry up, this leaving Pokemon with less spendable income? Oh, big time for sure. So, I mean, I guess when you say free money, I don't know if you're talking about kind of everything that happened with, stimulus checks and all that kind of stuff. But when we talk about the Fed raising interest rates, the main thing that's going to have an effect on is the stock market as well as the housing market. When the stock market and house market tend to die down, you start to see a slowdown in GDP growth. You start to see an increase in overall unemployment rate. With those two things correlating, you start to see a lot of product in regards to retail. There's just not as much people buying because there's just not as much money to be had, especially when you topple that on with the overall inflationary rate, which at the end of the year, they said within a full year, it's going to hit 9.5%, I think is what they said. Year end for 2021 is what they calculated. For those people that don't know, general inflationary rate is about 2% to 1.5% is kind of what the Fed is shooting for. So they're about 4 to 5 times higher than what it usually would be. So we're absolutely getting shredded by, and that's just general inflation. That's not even talking about, you know, unrealized inflation. When you look at price of chicken, when you look at the price of milk and eggs and so many other things, like this is just, it's going to play a huge factor for sure in overall spendability when it comes to Pokemon demand, because there's going to be less money. You could say that people want Pokemon product, but they don't have the money for it, or you could see people, you know, focusing more on their expenses and start to filter out of the market based on the fact of the matter that they don't have as much time to focus on a lot of, you know, luxury items or being able to relive their childhood, because that's what you tend to see a lot of times when there is good times in markets. There is surpluses, people take more vacations, people like to relive their childhoods through nostalgia and buying a lot of collectible goods. So that's usually when you see your kind of influx in the market. I mean, that's why for the most part Pokemon 2016 2017 performed really well. We saw economic boom during that time. It obviously slowed down for a while, but of course picked back up during the pandemic because there was those stimulus checks that were kind of, as I, you know, personally stated in a lot of my other videos, it was a what's the word I'm looking for? It was not real. It was not real demand. I mean, it was demand. Like there was people, you know, experiencing it, but a lot of the money that was there, it was not money that usually would be there in a general downturn market because it was a pandemic. It was a catalyst effect that you wouldn't really typically see. But with that being said, I still think that, of course, the Pokemon market is still in a healthy spot. It's still heading in the right direction long term. It's just got to get a little bit of a, you know, cool down, because, you know, what happened in this past couple of years was very unrealistic. And you're not going to see, I mean, you could see parabolic movement like that. I mean, we see what happened with crypto, but also to be fair, crypto was on one straight moonshot for at one point. And, you know, when it was going from 1,000 all the way to 20,000, and that's like a 20x return. And we're talking about from high to high in crypto, 20,000 to 69. It's not nearly as high. So once you start to see a maturing of a market, you tend to see a lot of these cycles tend to take longer. So I wouldn't be surprised this next bull market is going to take a lot longer of a maturity in regards to product going up, because that's just kind of how it works when you talk about more people buying and selling, like a higher rate of volume. Toppling on, of course, what's going to be happening in the next year or two, depending upon what we see with the overall inflationary rate, how high we're going to really see the interest rates get raised, and then how tapering is going to affect things. Grant says 450 is a great deal. Like I said, you can find it. You can definitely find it cheaper every so often. 450 is not a bad deal. Don't get me wrong. 450 is a pretty good deal, but it's not like, oh my God, blown out of the water. Because there's a lot of off-market sales that don't get registered that a lot of people don't see. Like, frick, I remember, I mean, let's take a look at Roaring Skies, for example. Take a look at a Roaring Skies booster box. They're going for around $449, $500 is what people are asking for, right? And then we look at sold items. We go to it, we say $400, sold on auction, $380, $396. I know one guy that was asking $275 literally about a month ago for both that and then also $275 for Primal. So a lot of what you see on the market can definitely seem like a good deal for market standards, but it's crazy how much you can find for like off-market sales on like eBay page groups for like sealed products and stuff. But nonetheless, I mean, like I said, general market standards, still a solid deal. I bought Evil Skies booster box in December for $100. Love to hear it. Then you made a video saying 110 is a good price, so I knew it made a great buy because the alt arts are highly coveted. Yeah, no, it's great that you say that, Andrew. Because first off, congratulations to you on that, Andrew. You made an awesome deal. Yeah, I was saying 100 because I had people actually ask the question. Because when it went down to 100, I kept telling people to buy at 100, and then went up to 110, and they said it's gone up 10%. Have I missed the boat? And I said, if I'm being completely honest with you, 110 is still a really good price. I said, once you hit 120, then you're going to start to see me change my thought process behind if it's a good deal or not. What I mean by that, of course, is 120, not bad. It's like, let me put it this way. $100, amazing. $110, great. $120, good. $130, not that good. And then continuously, that's just kind of how I look at it as it continues to scale. So for me personally, I was more comfortable $100, $110 range because people kept asking me as the price continued to grow or go up, I should say. what my personal thoughts were on that. But yeah, dude, Andrew, congratulations. You absolutely killed it. You slaughtered it. Of course, you know, going forward, you got to ask yourself, what's your overall opinion on what your direction is going to go? What direction you're going to take it? You just bought it 110, $100 because you want to invest, or is it because you want to collect? But, you know, either way, you absolutely killed it. Can't give you enough praise for that. So, best of luck to whichever decision you decide to make in the future, whether it be flipping for an investment and pulling profits, or just holding long term. Is there a way to know print quantities, or is it all a mystery? It's generally a mystery. The main thing I can say, Pika, is you can kind of get a feel working with distributors based on your allocation numbers, as well as how often you get the product in prints. So like whenever I say like, oh, we're on wave 4, the only reason why I know that, or the reason why a lot of people will say wave 4, is because this is the fourth time they've had this product allocated for them. Or you'll have your general 2 or 3 waves come out for a set, and then whenever another wave comes out, or quote unquote reprint comes out, depending upon how you want to name it, that's when you can give a general tell. And then based on how much you're getting allocated is usually what you're going to take a guess for. And this is going to be a big reprint, small reprint, medium print, but there's never an exact number they can usually give you. Picked up a lot of the premium EV boxes. Was that a bad pickup? Jose O, that was actually one of for my top 10 pick, that was one of the items that I said is going to perform. Wait, the premium EV VMAX boxes? Hold on. That's a good question. Let's take a look at that. Am I thinking of the right one? Hold on. EV VMAX? Are you talking about the TCG VMAX Premium? Oh, they are called EV Evolutions. Oh yeah, no, going back to it, top 10 picks, when I was talking about, because I talked about Elite Trainer boxes in my top 10, I talked about booster boxes, and I talked about general boxes. I said these 3 were one of my best picks going forward. I said they were going to perform amazing. I think they're going to. I think they're an amazing pickup. So I think you did a good deal with that. Sad. What's up, my guy? Thanks for stopping by as always, brother. Travis. Bro, I love that you said all that completely straight face. Take the advice. Burritos and chalupas for the win. Hell yeah, brother. I'm a big burrito guy. Don't get me wrong. I got nothing against tacos. I love soft shell tacos. But there's just something about a burrito, man. You can stuff so much more into it. And then if you're talking hard shell tacos, I take one bite, everything falls apart. So I know there's a lot of people. It's like it's a religion for a lot of hard shell people. So I'm so sorry about that. But burritos, I love burritos so much. But yeah, no, dude, I can be very sarcastic. That's the funny thing. I know a lot of people, like when they see my videos, they could maybe assume that I'm a serious guy. I smile a lot, to be fair, but that's just because I'm really excited and happy to talk to you guys. But for the most part, when you see me in like my everyday life, I am super sarcastic and I make jokes constantly. So it's I don't know. It's just funny how that kind of is. So when people make jokes and stuff like that, I can easily come right back with them. Just join the stream. What exactly is a bear market? English is not my native language. Yeah, of course. I'd love to explain that to you if someone's special. So what is a bear market? So a bear market, in other words, for those people who are unfamiliar with that term, there's just a general concept in regards to market trends. So for those people that don't know what a trend is, trend just means that something is going in a certain direction. It's more than likely just continuously going up, 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 or continuously going down, 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 right? So in regards to bull markets versus bear markets, in terms of kind of how the United States has deemed certain things, when you talk about Wall Street terms, when you say you're in a bull market means there's a prediction that prices are going to increase, stocks are going to go up, product is going to sell for higher, like collectibles, goods, and services. You're starting to see a general uptrend in the market when talking about a bull market. When you're talking about a bear market, it's a general trend downwards. That's just layman's terms when kind of understanding it. A lot of people recently on the Twitterverse and other social media platforms who are very vocal will say they have been screaming about the fact that we could potentially see it's moon time again, because the moon boys love to moon. That's kind of their big emotional thing they love to do. But to be fair, there are bears that will never stop saying that Pokemon's worthless, and I won't go into the kind of tribal the tribal divide between two, but At the end of the day, when what I've been hearing recently is a lot of people have been saying bear market's over. We're no longer in a downtrend, which I would like to say for the most part, you know, it could be somewhat true, but based on what people are saying and how they think that everything's going to go to moon starting next week and how people are FOMOing into Evolving Skies, another product of Ultramodern, I'm gonna be saying, all right, let's slow down, everybody. I don't think that things are that point yet. I think you're just seeing a dead cat bounce or a retrieval based on the fact that we just saw a lot of the Pokemon product in Ultramodern drop, you know, 50%, 60, 70% in the span of like a couple weeks to a month. So that's just my personal opinion, of course. Hopefully that answers your question, someone special. Sad, Bitcoin dumped today, so Pokemon market going to dump. I don't know if there's an actual correlation. It's not, but one thing I will say about that, sad, is it usually is a, how do I want to say this? It's usually not like 1 for 1. So when I say that, if Bitcoin dumps today, that doesn't mean that Pokemon's going to dump today. It means that Pokemon will dump in the next couple weeks to months, typically speaking. I mean, you want to look at the chart, kind of what we did. Pokemon had its a bull market 2016, 2017, versus crypto, when it had its first market, it didn't really start until 2017. So it had it's kind of like a lag. And sometimes Pokemon will pop off and then crypto will pop off. And sometimes crypto will pop off and then Pokemon will pop off. Obviously, we saw last time around, we saw Pokemon pop off. Pokemon take a huge dump with reprints, and then you saw Bitcoin drop off a ton. So it'll be interesting to see with, you know, crypto dumping. Is crypto going to lead that since Pokemon's been doing well? Because the fact of the matter is, obviously, crypto just started to lead recently with the fact of the matter that it did a dead cat bounce, and Pokemon is also doing a dead cat bounce. Bitcoin's taken a little bit of a retrieval. In my personal opinion, if I'm being honest, I don't think you'll really see a dump unless Bitcoin goes down to 35,000 again. Then we can start talking about, you know, actual dump prices. It's kind of been in a range from 41 to 45. Once you see it, I mean, what's actually the price right now of Bitcoin? We can have a conversation about that. Bitcoin price. I actually have a price index. Yeah, until you see it break below 40K, I wouldn't say we're talking about a real dump here. Once you do start breaking below 40K, then you're going to really start to see some fun stuff happen with crypto, in my personal opinion, because if they truly are correlated, like literally everything we've seen, and it's funny, I always say that. I always say if they are, because nothing's ever 100%, but based on what we've seen on the charts, it's been 100%. So I always want to just cover myself because nothing, in my opinion, is truly fully 100%, even though it's been 100% so far. So drops 40,000, you could see Pokemon have a really high correlation in following with that dump. Totally agree about Tales of Aria. Dude, beautiful set. Love that set. Been wanting to buy boxes, but I see so much opportunity in Pokemon right now. I think there could be a huge upside in New Flesh and Blood, though. I'm right there with you, Travis. I want to pick up more Tales of Aria, but then when they had the Celebrations product just get thrown up on the site, I'm like, bro, I got to buy some more cases of that. Like, it's just so hard because Tails is great, and I'm going to diversify a lot more into Tails over time, especially considering, in my personal opinion, it looks like we might have found a bottom for Tales of Aria. I mean, we can take a look and see. Let's go Flesh and Blood, go Tales of Aria. We can go to the booster box. I mean, at its low point, it was going for around $84. I mean, $87. You'd say Tales of Aria. A first edition Tales of Aria booster box. So that's a bid, $80, but that's with auction. Let's see what you can actually buy it for on eBay. Currently right now, buy now. I mean, yeah, it looks, honestly, in my opinion, my guy, that we're sitting near the bottom. Like, we're at kind of like this looks like a consolidation period. So I'm going to need to pick some up soon, because if I'm being honest, I'm not saying I'm going to FOMO into it because I'm not emotional, but what I am saying is that when you see it sit in a period like this for a while where it's kind of slumped, I mean, it's either going to continuously roll down, but God, bro, 232 to 87. I mean, you could make the same argument for Monarch, but we're sitting right near that wholesale level prices. So I think now's a really good time to pick up Tails if you're looking for the bottom. But yeah, man, it's hard because there's so much good opportunity in Pokemon right now. So I'm going to need to throw some money in Tails. I was actually talking to myself about that this morning. So I definitely think I'm going to have to pick some Tails up soon. Andrew. Yeah, that's another good way of explaining it, Andrew. That's definitely just a difference in fundamental ways of explaining it. So Tiffany, can you imagine selling your whole Pokemon portfolio for another asset class? There's an opportunity, or will you always keep at least X allocated to Pokemon? That's a great question. I can see myself sitting on the sideline or allocating a certain amount to a different market that I think is currently undervalued. Like, let's say hypothetically Pokemon's popping off, I sell a large portion of my portfolio, and let's say there's a drop off in another market, let's say stocks, for example. Let's say hypothetically there is no correlation at this time between stocks and cryptos and Pokemon. Say Pokemon pops off, stocks do bad. Then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take X amount of my Pokemon and I'm going to put it into stocks, because I expect stocks to have a little bit of a bounce, and I'm going to try and move money into that. Or let's say that Pokemon popping off and Bitcoin is lagging or crypto is lagging, and I expect that since there is a correlation, it's going to pop off. Then I will take some of my Pokemon and I will throw it into crypto, just kind of how I like to, diversify things. But I diversify a little bit differently. I never have, for the most part, I never am sitting across the board and being like, oh, that's a lie. I am sometimes sitting across the board, but it's very small. But a lot of the times I am moving my money around, just based on the fact of the matter that I do like to move around during market cycles. But in the essence of moving around, it's not like, oh my God, every other week I'm selling something, or every other day I'm selling something. It's like moving around is in like every 6 months to several years, depending upon if we're in a bear market or a bull market cycle. Bull market, I'm a lot more aggressive in my selling, because that's when opportunity is presenting itself, because I've been doing so much waiting in bear markets. But during bear markets is really when I'm just doubling down on it, buying. So that's just kind of how I look at it. But that's a good question. So I typically will, to also answer your question, I will typically keep a small amount of Pokemon product, but most of it is really just a collection piece, less than an investment piece. But yeah, as well too, if we're talking about Pokemon, let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say Evolving Skies long-term goes to $500 a booster box, and then I'll sell 50% of that, and then if it keeps going up, then I'll sell another 50%, or if it goes down and drops, then I'll just sell a little bit more, because I at least locked in profit at a higher place. So I always like to secure profit, because it's better to do that than be greedy. Do you know if Celebration's out of print? Well, I'm going to say more than likely Harrow TCG no, especially considering the fact of the matter that we just got a reprint for the collection chest. We just got a reprint for the special V boxes, like the Sylveon, Dark Sylveon, and the Charizard Lances. And then also as well, we just saw that as of 2 days ago, Pokemon Company did add some more Celebrations, Pokemon Center exclusively trainer boxes. So I'm going to have to say no to that. Of course, does that mean we're going to see a new reprint for for Ultra Premiums? Because a lot of people ask the question. I can't really answer that. Wouldn't be surprised if they did it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they focused more on just kind of filtering out a lot of Celebrations product right now to kind of move on to what's next, and potentially giving a reprint down the line, kind of like what they saw with Shining Fates. Is 360 Unbroken Bonds booster box a good deal? Let us take a look and see what Unbroken Bonds booster box is going for. Sealed product. Unbroken Bonds. Take a look, Unbroken Bonds. We can see that based on what the price history is telling us. Apparently there was, and take everything we see here on this set with a grain of salt. It looks as if this recently sold for 37 views. A little crimply on the paper. Sold for around, they're using 130 points. Sold for around 325. Take a look at this one. Of course, price has gone up on this one. So that's the thing, like I said, ever changing. That's why I always want to click on it. Price has gone up on this one. 360. We take a look at TCG player. We say Unbroken Bonds. $405. $399. I would say 360. I mean, if you want to look at the trend on this too, been going up quite a bit. 360 is a solid price. I would say 360 is not bad at all. One thing I will say, I obviously made a video about Unbroken Bonds potentially having old product pop up. I should be receiving that today, so it'll be interesting to open that up, because I actually was having a conversation with one of our other people in the Discord, Raheem, and he was saying that there was rumors that it was actually sealed loose packs and not booster boxes, which of course will play a huge factor on whether booster boxes are going to drop. So I'll make a video on that or talk about that when I receive it. So, because obviously packs will drop. I mean, if we saw what's been going on with Cosmic Eclipse, with everything that's been going on with the Pokeballs, because I talked about that a lot when I said that Pokeballs, here we go, sealed product. The Pokeballs did have the D21s, did have the Cosmic Packs, and as we've seen, it went from 1572 to continuously going down 1016, so it's dropped about 33%. So the packs in and of themselves will go down, but if they are booster boxes, then you might want to wait. So, but as far as it goes, 360 at the end of the day is still not a bad price. But as we've seen with, let's say, like Fates Collide, for example, when old product does typically come on the market, you will see a lot of, you'll see a huge dump off, even if it isn't a full-on reprint. It's going for around 506 back on in end of November, and then with old product shoring up, it's dropped down almost 50%. So not a bad price, but I don't think it would be bad to be completely patient on Unbroken Bonds, but I can understand you wanted FOMO in because the price has gone up. I'm going to say 360 is not bad. If you were to want it, get in at 360, I'm not going to fault you for it. Do you buy older booster boxes on the secondary market if there's an opportunity, or just focus on cheap modern booster boxes on the primary market directly from distributors? I'm going to say 70-30 on that one. By 70-30, I mean 70% of what I do is look at cheap modern, 30% of what I do is look at good deals. I'm going to say 80-20 actually. I'm going to say 80-20 to that. So like if I see a really good deal that I can't pass up on, then I'm going to do that. Let's take like let's take Forbidden Light, for example. Is it Forbidden? Am I spelling? Oh my god, I'm dumb. We take Forbidden Light, for example. It's going for around, at one point it's going for 356, gone for 313. I just recently bought a booster box for a booster box for 250. I bought some of the pre-release kit items for around $25 each. Talk about Fates Collide. Obviously it's going for around 310 at this point. I think I bought it for around $200. I bought one for 200, and then Lost Thunder. Lost Thunder right now is going for around $400. 330 is the market is. I also bought it for around 200. So when I find good deals like that, then yeah, it's hard for me not to pull the trigger. Same with, I got both the Evo Elite Trainer boxes because I had a really good deal on that. So if there is opportunity for older product, I will buy older product, just because I do think it's a safe investment once, whether it be because there was old product that shored up, or whether it be because that general item that is sealed has seen a little bit of a downtrend recently. I'm definitely not going to hesitate to take an opportunity to pop in, because a good opportunity is a good opportunity, whether it be in modern or whether it be in vintage. So that's just where my kind of mind is. But I would say I definitely focus a lot on modern product. But that's mainly just because since I do have access to wholesale prices from my distributor, then I do have opportunity to get cheaper prices than what you typically see on the market. That's what I thought, just double checking. Go from Australian seller and turned out to be 360 total. Yeah, like I said, brother, not a bad deal by any means. So wouldn't fault you for pulling it. It's definitely solid. Hard shell taco are trash. Thank you, SDC, for confirming my bias. I'm just kidding. Just out of curiosity, is this your main job? I would say no, it's not my main job. God, at one point I was working. So here's the problem with me. For those people that when I first started my business, I was responding to emails within 5 to 10 minutes because I just had a couple of emails a day that I would respond. A couple of comments a day, I would respond to every comment. But as I've continued to grow and continue to scale, it now takes me a while, and I apologize for that. I want to get that out of the way. With that being said, I also used to work 3 jobs. Now I'm down to 2 jobs. I just have an addiction to working. It's kind of an issue. Recently, I've been kind of trying to, tone back on that because of the fact of the matter that I want to really focus on my overall health, because I've been having some issues. We won't go into that. But basically, just sleep deprivation mainly. It's not been the best. But my second job that I run is I actually do medical transport work for the state. So I work with a company that specifically has contracts with a couple of health organizations. And the best way to explain what I do is I'm like a fancy Uber for medical personnel. I just drive medical personnel around to their stations and out of state, emergency nurses or paramedics that were flown in. I'm just kind of doing whatever the state needs me. That's kind of my side gig that I'm doing right now. And then I'm doing this as well. I make, if I'm being completely transparent, I make pretty good money doing that. I make decent money doing this job. I would be lying if I said I didn't make an absolute killing during the overall market kind of boom. But now that we're kind of pushing down in the direction of a bear market, I've been making a lot less because margins are not as good with everything that's been going on with modern. But at the same exact time, I'm trying to increase my allocation as much as possible to make more money off of that, because I want to scale my business. And then, as you guys are aware, recently broke 1,000K subscribers, so finally got monetization on that. Really hoping to continuously grow that so I can make more money off of ad revenue, and then super chats, which I'm hoping, I think those are implemented, but I'm not really big enough to where people need a super chat, you know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, like I'm definitely, the dream would be to make this a full-time gig and quit my other job. So, but as far as it goes right now, it's hard for me to pass on making a ton of money working 2 jobs, even if, long term this is my one goal to focus on. But end of the day, hypothetically, if I wanted to, I could quit that other job, but I'm just not at a point where I'd feel comfortable, you know what I mean? Because going all in at this point, it would be a little scary for how much money I'd like to make long term. Because I really want to make this. I think I've said it before. I want to make this channel very much a hybrid channel, talk about information. We do Pokemon breaks, and then we do a lot of giveaway stuff, because the giveaways are something that I really want to do. I really want to give back to the community. I really want to create that relationship with you guys, because I think that's something that's very important to me personally, because I love the Pokemon community, and it's something that a lot of you guys have been amazing to me, and I want to do the same to you. But sorry, that was a very long explanation, but that definitely answers your question. In my opinion, best opportunity right now are newer sets for the most part. Passed on Burning Shadows booster box recently for 300, tempting, but I really want to invest in Sword and Shield product. Yeah, man. 300? Really? $300, eh? Let's take a look. Pretty solid deal. That would be hard for me to pass on. I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand it, bro, but that's a pretty hard thing to pass on. I might have pulled the trigger on that, but honestly, that's still not bad. I can understand your rationale for that, though. Oh my god, I'm here live. I never make it. Hey, Jorge, thanks for stopping by. Bro, I always get people that send comments saying, I missed. And I always feel bad, because I only stream typically for 2 hours because I have such a busy day. And I'm like, crap, man. I'm so sorry. I wish you guys could be a part of the stream. Oh, I'll make this announcement now, too, while there are people that are here. For those that don't know, 25th, when the set releases, we are doing our breaker. So we've got about half 1,000 packs that I'm going to be opening on stream. I might have a couple extra booster boxes come in before then that I'll be able to add on. So for those people that are, watching the stream that are like, I want to get some packs during the live break, then I will more than likely add a couple of booster boxes back on. But just letting people know, I'll probably make an announcement about it, because I need to add some more product to the site that I have available. And also, I'm going to probably be adding some Unbroken Bond packs, and then also adding some Guardians Rising packs onto the site for the breaker. And I will be opening those if people do purchase them for the same day. So, but I need to make a big announcement about that for the website, because obviously, for those people who don't know, I do have my own website, Pokemart USA. I have some products in there, not a ton. Need to add some more. Yeah, just thought I'd make that out there. So we're gonna be streaming Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for those people that are excited about the set, we're gonna be doing a breaker. So I'm excited. Looking even with rate hikes, the Fed is going to help the banks become the borrower of last resort. First off, hey Bobman, how's it going, brother? Look, even with rate hikes, the Fed is going to help the banks become the borrower of last resort. Expect inflation to continue in the media circus to continuously causing panic, so they gobble it up. You know, without getting too political in kind of terms of that statement, you know, I definitely think that what's going on is definitely, I mean, to say it's a shit show nonetheless is, like, it's an understatement of what's going on right now. The economy, I mean, we had a jobs report. The job estimate for last month was supposed to be 300,000 was what we were expecting in jobs report. Was how much we were expected to net. We netted negative 200,000. So we missed the mark by 500,000. Interest rates are raising. The Fed is tapering. The market is slowing down. We're obviously dealing with a lot of things economically speaking. Market's been tanking quite a bit. We've had a little bit of reprieval, but to say that the market is in a bad place right now would definitely be an understatement. Do you think the Leafeon Glaceon boxes are a good pickup for those prices selling around $23? I think so. I mean, if you historically look at like EV boxes, which set was it? Was it Unbroken Bonds that had it? No, was it Tag Team? Hold on, I want to think about this. I actually saw this not that long ago. There are these tins, not these ones. Where did it pop up under? There's something it popped up under not that long ago. But there are these tins that, for those people that don't know, that they were selling not that long ago. Oh, God. Gosh dang it, I'm going to be annoyed. Sealed product. It's not popping up. There are these tins not that long ago. I can actually... I don't want to grab one yet. There were these tins that were GX era tins of Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon that were being sold not that long ago. Actually, about 2020, they were doing a Black Friday sale. You could buy them for $10 each. They came with an Evo pack, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion, and another pack I can't think of. They're now going. We can actually probably find it. We can probably find it. So they were selling for, at the time, is this sealed? Is this sealed? Selling for, at the time, around $10 at its low point, and it looks like right now it's selling for around 30. Is this the same tin though? Yeah, it's the same tin. So we can check and see if but that's interesting actually. I'm gonna say Glaceon GX. So this, they also had a Glaceon one as well. And then there's the Sylveon one. I'm trying to think of where it, but I literally not that long ago saw it pop up. Maybe it's under Sun and Moon. Maybe we can see it under Sun and Moon sealed product. I wonder if it'll pop up on here. I don't know if it will. I don't think it is. But yeah, it was not that long ago selling for maybe under Ultra Prism. I really want to find this, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to find this really bad so I can show you how much I saw it selling for on this site. Because they had these ones also selling for around $43 on here. Maybe it's Forbidden Light. God, which one was it, man? I'm so sorry about this, guys. For those people that have questions that are piling up, you guys are probably like, come on, man, we don't care. All right, I'm going to look one more time, and then I'll get to my point. Advanced search. Sun and Moon. So... Crimson Invasion, Forbidden Light, Celestial Storm, Dragon Majesty, Lost Thunder, Team Up, Unbroken Bonds, Unified Mind, Hidden Find. Maybe it's under Guardians Rising. I highly doubt it because Guardians Rising is the Tapu Koko tins. So Burning Shadows potentially is what it's under. But man, these tins were at one point going for around $60 to $70. So the point I'm going to make with this, that I'm trying to bring up, but I can't seem to find the argument. Okay, here we go. Here's some of them. So the mystery, if you had the Ho-Oh one, it's worth 64. The Necrozma one's worth 43. And then the Marshadow one's worth 37. So taking a look at those tins, at one point you were able to buy them for $10 on special. Typically they're going for around 20 bucks. So if you want to say to yourself, do I think these could potentially perform really well? Yeah, I think there's definitely an argument to be made that they could perform really well. They've tripled from, here they are. Sylveon one going for around 61 bucks. Glaceon going for around 40, Leafeon going for around 40. This one's obviously, you're able to get it for cheaper. But of course you're able to sell it for more if you're going off of TCG player prices. With that being said, it's gone up a decent amount. No questions about that. So I do think there's an opportunity for it. The question really just becomes how well. In my personal opinion, EVs will always perform really well long term. And this came out in, these came out in the last print was in 2020. And so you're talking about within 2 years, if you're talking about general non-Black Friday deals, they've gone up 100%. I mean, that's not bad. And tins are typically not going to get the same amount of reprints. Same goes with these exclusive boxes. So I don't think it's a bad investment by any means. Do I think it could blow out of the water and within a year or 2 years, it could go 4 or 5x? I doubt it. But I wouldn't say that it's by any means a bad, because when it comes to EVs, I think EVs are always a safe pick in my personal opinion. So sorry that took so long. What is your thoughts on celebrations compared to generations as an investment standpoint? Which one is better set and which one will hold more value in 5 years? Great question. We actually had this conversation when I was talking about correlations between Elite Trainer Box prices and saying what we think celebrations could do in the future. When we were talking about celebrations, when we were taking a look at what happened with generations Elite Trainer boxes, it was going for around 686, which is absolutely insane. Obviously we take a look at the market prices for that, 660. We can take a look and say generations Elite Trainer box, set in and of itself selling for around 700 bucks. So performed really well over over the long term. And this is one of those sets that came out literally like, when did this set come out again? Let's look at the details. I think 2016 is when it came out, if I'm correct. And correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the set in and of itself performed amazing, right? So personally speaking, I wouldn't be surprised at the very least if you saw celebrations absolutely pop off. I mean, heck, Hidden Fates. I wonder if they have Hidden Fates charts, because this set is still relatively new when it comes to sales data. Hidden Fates booster, Elite Trainer Box. So they don't have the price history for it. They only have the price history. That's one thing I will say about Pokédata that I definitely, one critique I have is they don't have an extensive price history since they are a new site. But Hidden Fates at one point was going for around $300 to $400 in Elite Trainer Box. And that set came out in 2018, and that was in 2020 before they had the reprint. So you want to have a conversation about how celebrations could perform. I don't think it's bold to say in the next 5 to 10 years it could be worth upwards of $500 to $700. Don't think that's crazy at all to say. So that's why I'm a huge fan of celebrations, Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes, and why I think they could perform well, because they're going to be even more scarce considering the fact of the matter that they are an exclusive from Pokemon Center. What is your thoughts about? Wait, no, already read that one. But to answer which one will hold more value, I think that's a bad way of putting it. Generations is going to be worth more, but that's because it's been out longer for 5 years, and it holds the same value of celebrations in the way in which they kind of, in the way in which they are both exclusive sets. So celebrations will never, in my personal opinion, be able to get to the same price point or higher than generations. But how do I want to say this? Generations is at $600. I think that by the time celebrations gets to $600, then you're going to probably see Generations hit 1,000 or so on. Generations, because it's an older set, because it's a rare set, will more than likely continuously always be more than Celebrations. But Celebrations will more than likely kind of follow the same pattern that you saw Generations do. More than likely, that's just historically what we've seen with these special collection sets. My guess is Celebrations will be tapering off due to its 25th anniversary nature versus Shining Fates, which has no special time occasion attached to it. Yeah, I think that's definitely a pretty safe thing to say, especially considering the deadline for the 26th is right after Brilliant Star. They're going to really be focusing on new print sets. Wouldn't be surprised if they, of course, threw out some more Celebrations at some point later in the year, but also the same, because I mean that's what they did with Shining Fates. It came out in March of last year, and we just saw some Elite Trainer boxes get thrown out there. But more than likely, if they were to do something like that, it'd probably be them just throwing some Elite Trainer boxes just out in the market. Wow, Fates Collide is at a good price right now. Fates Collide is at an amazing price, and that was because I made a video about it. They had some old product of Fates Collide pop up that distributors got a hold of, and so it really started to flood the market. And with that, prices started to drop. So even if it's not a reprint, never take that for granted. I saw a video by TCG grading say that Celebrations is indeed out of print. Bro, PTCG Radio has made so many arguments about things being out of print, and then they come out like with a new print within the next month. He's made videos saying Battle Styles is out of print. He's made videos saying Evolving Skies is out of print. He's made videos saying Chilling Reigns is out of print. And almost every single time he's been wrong. Like, no, like, hate on him in regards to his content, because I do watch his content sometimes. But as far as when it comes to reprint, I don't really trust him a lot with that kind of stuff, and I take everything he says with a grain of salt, especially when a lot of the information he's talking about is UK print and not United States print, which are completely different things. So that's just kind of it, what I would say with that. Do all Pokeball Q4 2020 tins have Cosmic Clips? I opened C21 and it had Cosmic. I opened two others and they vary. Every single one that I have opened or I have gotten from my distributor has indeed had Cosmic. So that's just my personal experience. I went to my Walmart, bought a couple, about like 2 or 3 of them just for the fun of it because I wanted to open some Cosmic. And they indeed had them as well. So from my personal experience, yes, but I know that some people have had bad experiences. Travis answers by saying all D21s for winter Pokeballs I've opened. I've also had it. So yeah, no, it's varied, but I've had a pretty good one. Florian, bro, literally I'm reading comments and you guys are answering for other people. You guys are awesome. So informed. Seriously. Hope your sleep gets better soon. I appreciate that. I actually got 8 hours of sleep last night, which that might sound crazy to say. That's probably the first time in several months I've gotten 8 hours of sleep in one time. Because I have to get up super early for work, so I was stoked to get 8 hours. I usually get anywhere between 2 to 5 hours of sleep on average. Do you want to own your own card shop one day? Oh yeah, big time. Owning my own card shop, but honestly, the only reason why I say I want to own, I probably wouldn't run my own card shop. I would own it and come into the store and want to host like tournament events and stuff like that. But I would definitely love to own my own card shop. But from a financial perspective, it just doesn't really make sense when you're spending so much money and capital on running that brick and mortar with expenses on rent and electricity and so many other things. Online is definitely the way to go for most people. But when it comes to increase in allocation, when it comes to being able to host like competitive tournament events, which as someone who likes to breed a positive culture of the Pokemon card game itself as well as just Pokemon people in the market, that'd be something that I'd love to do long term, for sure. Are we going to war? Jose O, I would say that's pretty extreme. I think that going back to the comment that Botman said, I would say that there's definitely a trend in America when it comes to riling people up, to say the least, and always thinking that we're going to war and that it's the end of the world. So I would probably say no, but no, I don't. What do I know? I'm just a guy talking about Pokemon cards. So, but let's not stray too far off topic. BSG Gengar, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Hi from Toronto. Love the channel. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Thanks for stopping by. And hello to you from Canada as well. Hopefully, or No, from America. Sorry, I'm not from Canada. But hopefully everything's going well for you there in Canada. Heard it's been a little crazy, but yeah, hopefully all is well for you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. $300 is a great deal. Yeah, bro. I don't know, Travis. I'll definitely buy into the break, bro. Can't scroll down. Love your channel, want to support you. Hey, I really appreciate that, Sad. Seriously. I mean, when you guys buy into the break, it seriously does mean a lot. It helps out the channel so much, especially when you buy product from me. What are you buying, chat? I think you're asking just the general chat. That question, I think, is what Purple Poker is saying. Thanks for stopping by. Picked up a Cosmic Eclipse Elite Trainer box for $250. Not bad. I think they're going for around. Dang you, Eli. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Might not be on TCG Player. What might not be on TCG Player? You think Shining Fates under and Vivid Voltage E-prints will influence the European market, or will there be a reprint for Europe too? You know, hard to really say. It's definitely a hard one to say since I don't really know much about the European market. All I know is that you guys are going to have opportunities to go on, you know, American sites and be able to purchase from us at a lot cheaper prices. Of course, you'll have to pay those fees when it comes to, you know, shipping across the country. But to be at the end of the day, it's at least going to cause the general market for, you know, our country to allow prices to drop, which will give you guys opportunity regardless if you get a print or not. But I can't answer that. I wish I could, sadly. Hidden Fates get another reprint? Highly likely. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. So it'd be cool if they did, but I doubt it. I think Sun and Moon product at this point is very unlikely to get reprinted, especially considering that it's at this point no longer in print for competitive viability. But could be wrong. Who knows? Remember a week ago when you hit 1K? This is getting crazy. Bro, Joshua, I'm freaking out about that, dude. I literally was like 1K, and I was like, let's go, we hit 1K, and now I'm already at 1,300 in the span of like a week and a half. I've gained like almost 1,000 subs in 2 weeks, and I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, oh my god, I'm blowing up. So I'm super excited about that, guys. I can't thank you guys enough, seriously. Oh, it looks like you guys are responding to each other in the chat. I think that's what I'm reading too. I love the Pokemon Center exclusive Evolving Skies ETBs. Picked up some recently. What would you say is a good price for those? It's a hard question to ask. Man, I just made a triple beard right there. Holy crap, guys. That was kind of an ugly face. Whoa, sorry about that. Let's actually take a look. Pokemon Center Evolving Skies. I mean, they're selling for around... If you can get it for below 70, I think that's a good deal. That's what I'm going to say. Depends, of course, which one you're buying. Because I can't remember if there's two. There is two. Yeah, it depends which one you're buying. But I would say, generally speaking, around, if you're buying this one, around $75. If you're buying this one, probably like, Is this, yeah, this doesn't tell me which one. Huh, interesting. But yeah, if you're buying this one, I would say probably if you can get it below 90, I would say it's probably a good deal. But yeah, they're pretty expensive, man. That's why, I mean, if we look at it, I mean, look at, it's just been a straight shot up how it's performed. So, but you could probably find it for cheaper, actually. There's got to be a way to find it cheaper. Oh yeah, you can find it for 89 bucks. I'm gonna take back what I said. So I'm gonna say for these ones, 80 is a good deal. Say for the other ones, 70 is a good deal. or 75. Not a bad deal. But yeah, no, they're definitely on the up and up though, for sure. Celebrations, we'll get a reprint, bro. There's no way it doesn't. Yeah, more than likely. It just depends on what you're saying by reprint. It's hard to say that. Like if you say elite trainer boxes, probably. But if you say Pokemon Ultra Premiums, that's a little different of a situation because there's such a variety of product. It's really hard to say. You know what I mean? Gotta say, you've become my go-to source for information for Pokemon wise the past few months. Love seeing you blow up more. So deserve. Keep it up. I really appreciate that you say that, Tanner. When people like you say comments like that, honestly, it really does make my day. It makes me, like, it motivates me to do what I do. And I love hearing stuff like that. So I can't thank you enough for being so supportive of the channel. I can't thank you enough for your kind words because it truly does mean so much to me when you guys, like, just say things like that. I mean, it puts a smile on my face because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys, and you guys enjoy my content. So I'm so humbled by that, to see the growth that I've had in this channel. So seriously, I can't thank you guys enough, and I hope to continuously increase you know, the productivity of my content and try and just give you the best I can be as an individual in regards to giving you your source of information for Pokemon and all things with that. Watching from Germany. Crap. I'm just gonna say I was gonna try and speak to you in German because I used to actually know a little bit of German, but I'm so gonna botch it. I'm not even gonna try. All I'm gonna say is that, hello, thanks for watching from Germany, brother. What part of Germany are you from? I've always wanted to go to Germany, bro. I think it'd be so cool. I've also wanted to go to Liechtenstein. I know that's not in Germany, but also think that'd be really cool. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to Germany. That's so cool. My last name is Schmitz, so I just have like that kind of like I just have like roots to that, I guess, in my mind. You know how everyone just, you know, some people are Italian, some people are Russian, some people are German. Like you have that kind of like, you know, history to that. But yeah, my parents, my great-great-grandfather, he actually moved from Germany after World War I. They immigrated to America, and then my great-great-grandfather fought for America during World War II. So I have a huge like uproot of immigrants in my family. So I love hearing all about Germany and everything as far as it comes for our culture after World War II. We don't want to talk about that other part though. We move past that part. Passing by and listening as I work, always dropping the hammer with knowledge, women, and things. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you saying that. Glad to be. I hear a lot of people actually say that they listen while they work, so I'm really stoked to hear that a lot of people really like to enjoy my content in the background. Because honestly, that's a huge compliment for me. That's what I like to do. But yeah, things in Canada are wild right now, but Pokemon is my happy place. Love to hear that, my guy. Consistent live stream will help the sub count. Yeah, bro, definitely. It's hard because I want to consistently live stream at a certain time, but it's been all over the place. Some days, and you know, last week I didn't even stream at all. So hoping to be around 11, around noon, try and get a little bit more consistent with that. Seems like I've had a good engagement rate around 11 o'clock, so I think that's what I'm going to try and shoot for, at least 11:30. There's like 13 people on your 1K stream and it's triple right now. No, actually, Joshua, I had, for my 1K stream, I hit about 30 was the high. Right now, the high was 43, so I've gone up after that. So, but yeah, it's weird. Like, when I first started streaming right before my 1K, I hit 30 for the first time. I'm like, let's go. But yeah, no, before I hit 1K, it was definitely around 13 at the high, for sure. So it was crazy. Will you be selling Shining Fates Vivid Voltage ETBs? Would you rather buy them from your store? Would rather buy them from your store rather than support someone else. Actually, first off, appreciate you saying that. They are already on our site. We are selling them here. We can go to my website right now for those people that are watching that are interested. Don't have a ton of sold product, but I have Shining Faith. They're going for around $59.99. So I think the market price for them is around, actually I want to see what the market price is because I always want to be fair with the market price. So we'll just take a look and see what it's going for. If it's going for, if the market price is going for less, then we'll sell it for less. If it's going for more, we'll sell it for more. So it's going for around, it looks like it's selling for around that $60 price point is what we're seeing. TCG player, Shining Fates, Shining Fates. I literally just listed these like yesterday. So with shipping, how much is it going for? It's going for around 64, 65. So here's what I'll do. I'll do this live on stream just because I like to be, I like to price things based on what is a good deal for you guys in my eyes, and then what is a good deal, for me as well, because I can only sell for a certain amount without getting absolutely wrecked. You know what I'm saying? So what I'll do right now is I'll lower the price a little bit down, since if you are planning on buying from me, you can get the best deal you can, just because I like to do that for you guys. Shining Fates, let's change that. Let's change it. So we'll drop it down. We'll drop it down a couple bucks. We'll do $56.99. So there we go. We'll drop it down 5%. Boom. So, and then we go to our site. Should update now. There we go, 57. So you can get it. I don't think you shouldn't find this cheaper anywhere else. Glaceon, Leafeon, I'm selling them for as a bundle, 25 a piece. I myself am buying them for $20. So if people are wondering why I'm selling them for that much, that is why, because I'm almost losing money. Sad to say. I've got a couple of Fusion Strike booster box cases. Pretty decent deal on that. I've got some of the pre-release kits available, some of that kind of stuff. But yeah, not a super ton. I did add some Celebration Collection V boxes, one of each. This is a pretty good deal. I don't think you're going to find it cheaper. Celebrations Collection, I hope that's a good deal. I'm buying these for around $20, and I'm buying these for around $18. So my margins are pretty thin on that. So once again, if you guys are like, why aren't you selling it for cheaper? I promise you guys, I'm just trying to do whatever I can with my margins. If I could offer cheaper, I always can. I mean, literally, I started my business off by offering, like, when I first started, I was selling Shining Fates. Back when people are selling it for $110 a box, I was selling mine for like MSRP, because I'm not a guy that's into scalping. Like, I'll always try and just give you guys the best deal. And just undercut whatever the market's doing. So I just want to be transparent with you guys about that kind of stuff when it comes to that, which is why when I give you guys my allocation, I always tell you what my allocations are. I always tell you most of the time what I am getting it for, because I want to be transparent and upfront with you guys about that. Gaming with Gregory, thanks for stopping by. I still watch your stuff. I just don't comment often. Keep providing the good stuff. I appreciate that, my guy. God, when a lurker comments, that's when you know it means a lot. That's when you know it means a lot. I FOMO'd and bought a case of Evolving Skies. No, Nick, you FOMO'd. Why'd you say that? 780, I think this set will have a massive game over 3 to 5 years. Yes, I think so too. But I also think you could probably get it cheaper. But like I said, man, if your time frame is 3 to 5 years, then that's not bad. But you could more than likely pick it up probably cheaper in the near future. But who knows? I could be wrong, and you could have actually got in while it's on his uptrend. So honestly, never gonna fault you for it. But when you do start off by saying FOMO'd in, oh, that does make me a little nervous. I'm literally at work right now. That's so funny, my guy. Well, thanks for stopping by while you're at work. Do you think Pokeball tins would be ideal to hold long term? Great question. I mean, historically, they haven't really been a super, like, I mean, we can take a look and say Pokeball. I don't know, man. I don't think they've done that well individual Pokeballs. I mean, I would say no. I would say the Pokeballs are very much valued on just what is, like, what's in them, you know? If they have good packs, they have good packs. If they don't, they don't. That's just usually what it goes off of. My man, Maddie. My distributor has them for $780 per case right now, so I think you found a solid entry point. Resellers won't be able to get them below that number unless your reprint is very large. Well, that's the thing, my guy. I mean, if you're saying you're buying it for $780 at current market prices, by all means, that's $130. That is not a bad price by any means. Don't get me wrong. But you could definitely get it cheaper probably if we have another reprint. But by all means, like I said, if you're looking 3 to 5 years, don't worry about it. Do you have any EV collection boxes for sale or coming up soon? I would love to buy some. I might have some coming up soon. I don't as it stands right now. I was selling them for like $30 under market value, and they sold out in like 5 minutes. So they're a very popular item. So popular items like that do go sell out pretty fast, sadly. Wow, thanks for the insight. Honestly, wanted them a little bit lower, but there wasn't many left at the local store. They had got in. I knew went last week. Yeah, I mean, selling for 130 when they're going for around 145 by market standard, that's solid. No problem. I'm buying like 4 Shining Fates and ETBs from you right now, sir. Hey, I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that so much. One thing I do want to say though, and this is a little bit off topic, but obviously, of course, I love my American viewers. For those people in Canada, for those people in Germany, I want to say Dankeschön. There we go. I did it. I spoke a little bit. I want to say thank you guys for those people that are not within the United States. It's really cool to be able to have people from outside the country listen to me. So it's a really cool experience. And of course, thank you for all my American listeners. I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys as well. But I just, I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool to be able to have that. When I hear people from other, it's kind of like for, how do I want to explain this? For those people that are into like sports, like football, like I'm a big football guy. Whenever like you hear like people like in London, for example, they're like Jaguar fans or they watch like the NFL, or like you have Canadians that are like, you know, Washington fans. Like I always think that's kind of cool because you're like, it's a part of the culture, you know what I mean? It's part of the community. And so being able to have a community that goes outside of just our country, I think it's a really cool experience because I love to share that more or less with the world. Did you see the party will be over soon on the Pokemon Center website? Does that mean Celebrations is done printing? That's more specifically, if I were to interpret that a certain way, Nick, I'm interpreting that as the way in which they're saying specifically for the Pokemon Center League Trainer boxes. I could be 100% off base with that, and they could, of course, be saying that, you know, generally speaking for all things Celebrations. I don't want to interpret that too deeply, but I'm going to say more specifically they're probably talking about the Pokemon Center exclusively trainer boxes. But I did receive that email. I would be surprised if it had to do with just all things Celebrations, but who knows? Who knows? Only time will tell, as I say. That is my new thing, man. It's with that being said, only time will tell. Let's just jump right into it. This is not financial advice. Bro, if there was a drinking game with all the things I said, you would get absolutely trashed. Because holy crap, all I say is the same things all the time. Travis, the video I saw actually said it was going, quote unquote, out of print, to be specific. But yeah, I think it might be for Pokemon Center exclusives too. Yeah, like I said, Travis, he said the same exact thing. I mean, we can pull it up right now. You know, let's do this. Let's do this so we can have a conversation about what I'm talking about. He made a video back in August 12th saying these sets are now out of print. As you can see by the thumbnail, because we don't have to watch the video, he said Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, Rebel Clash, Sword and Shield, and then also as well he had said that Battle Styles was also going to be out of print. He said all these things, and what did we get? Literally several months later, a massive Vivid reprint, a massive Darkness Ablaze reprint, and a massive Battle Styles reprint. So personally speaking, he's been pretty off in regards to a lot of the reprint stuff. So that's just kind of where I am with that, on why I take everything he says with a grain of salt. Don't get me wrong, he's a pretty good indicator when it comes to taking a look at everything going on in the market, generally speaking, like just everything going on with news. But I'm not a big fan of going to him for when you take a look at reprints, because he's been wrong a lot of the times. I mean, he made a whole video talking about Shining Legends ETB reprints. He came out and said, are they coming out with a reprint? And it never happened at all. It was all just false rumor. All right, we've got, God, I need to have I need mods. 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 Uh-oh, we've got bots in the chat. I need mods. Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an issue. All right, we've got some bots. Okay, awesome. Message deleted. Travis, congratulations. You're now a moderator. Sorry about that, guys. It's weird. It's so funny because I'm still so like, I don't want to say this. It's still surreal to me that I'm such a smaller YouTube channel and now I'm at a point where I'm actually having this issue. And so literally all I can say is I'm just I'm out here like never expecting this to happen. Gaming with Gregory says, yeah, bots on live streams are becoming a problem nowadays. Yeah, congrats, Travis. I mean, bro, if anyone's going to get mod status first, it's got to be Travis. Are you kidding me? I've never done it before. How does it work? Basically, here's the deal, Travis. You watch every single one of my live streams, so you're going to be the perfect person to be one of my first mods. Your thing is if something like that happens where we have these webcam garbage stuff pop up, then your job is literally going to be just straight up just ban them, bro. Just straight up ban them. Just hide the moderators. So, but yeah, no, get that out of here, man. We had one person actually, not this last stream, but the stream prior to that, where an individual was just swearing in the chat and just going off of people. So let's just make sure that that doesn't happen again. But yeah, I think if you just hover over their name, Travis, it should give you the authority to kind of ban them and stuff. So. But yeah, no, going back to a PCG radio, just hard for me, man. Just hard for me. Mike says, really enjoy listening. Oh, hold on one second. Actually, no, I'll read it. Really enjoy listening to your content. As always, keep up the great work. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you, brother. Evo, me, for shipping on your website, does the free shipping still come packaged well? I had issues with other sites where stuff comes dented or torn. So here's how we do it. And I can literally just transparently tell you how we package things. If we order 1 or 2 booster boxes, we will put it in either a 9x7x5 if it is 1, or if it's 2, we'll put it in a 10x8x6 together. Then we will put packaging paper in it, and then we will make sure that there's 0 wiggle room altogether. Then we'll put it in a box and we'll tape it up, make sure so it doesn't wiggle. I would say we're talking about the actual product, not the box that it's shipped in, but the actual product. I have had in my 1.5 years of running the website, I have had 3 complaints. And two of them was about the box, and one of them was about the actual package coming with a little slit in it. And I've had 0 complaints about general just big old dents in the product. So you're going to be safe. If you are concerned about, let's say you want to buy a case from me, right, of the Elite Trainer boxes, and you're saying, I want the case to have 0 dents, we do offer a shipping. We did have to raise the prices because the Pokemon, not Pokemon, but USPS just increased their prices as well. But what ended up happening was we had some people that were like, hey, I want to collect the boxes and make sure that when I have the Elite Trainer box, cases in perfect condition, can I get it double boxed? And so I've had people do that. Before I was offering it, and the way in which we were doing it was kind of ghetto. Some people were like, oh, it's fine. I mean, the box came fine. But some people were like, it's not super professional looking. So I had to increase the prices because it doubled the effective shipping cost, which is why we had to do it a certain way we were doing it. So if you want that option, it is going to be a lot pricier. but it will come double boxed and insured. If you don't want that option, your product, like I said, we've had one complaint in regards to any sort of issue with the product actually being shipped to you. I mean, you can check our website too. We have countless 5-star reviews as well. So I think we've only had a couple of non-5 stars that are usually like 1 3-star, like a couple 4s, but most people have had a good experience. I'll buy Shining Fates ETBs from you right now. By any way, can you sell nice Charizard V-Boxes individually? I don't care much for the Sylveon. If you want to message me on our Discord, which the link for that should be in the description down below. If the link isn't working, then you can go to my last video and the link should be active. And then you can message me about that through our Discord, because we can work out a deal with that, because I do offsite deals for sure sometimes. Typically I don't like to break it up because I like to sell them in bundles because it saves me on shipping, but I mean we can definitely work something out. Nick says my Brilliant Star pack break prices are really darn good. Are you stocking those in the future? Yeah, appreciate that, of course. I would say more than likely we're going to be stocking it. I know that we should be getting some more of those packs on the day of the break. So if you are going to be watching our break, I'm going to make an announcement about it. It'll be Friday the 25th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be more than likely adding a couple of booster boxes worth to the site. Yeah, bot and live streams are becoming a problem. No, I already read that from gaming. Travis promoted to internet janitor. Oops. Oh, Raheem out here. Hey, don't make me. Hey, Raheem, you pretty much watch all my live streams at that point. I'd be down to promote you as well. That's so funny, dude. Can you take a look at my question above before the spam if possible? Did I? Oh, yes, I did. I did just respond to it. Yes, I did just respond to it. Okay, cool. Got it. I shall pull my ancient sword from its sheath and raise it in the air and swear to uphold the honor of the channel. Huzzah! You talking about the actual product? I don't care about the shipping box. Yeah, no. Talking about Got 3, looking forward to getting it. Yeah, no. If we're talking actual product, like I said, of the hundreds to thousands to 1,000 plus sales I've had on my website, I've had one incident where the product in and of itself has come with any sort of issue. And the issue that it was that the Elite Trainer box had like a cut in the actual like Elite Trainer box itself. Didn't have any issues having to do with the actual like dents in the box. Actually, wait, no. There was a dent in the box. It was a very minor one. But regardless, I mean, one out of that many. And the thing is, too, if it does come that way, we have 3 options. We either, 1, you send it back to us. We fully replace it for you. 2, you just get a full refund and you ship it back to us. Or 3, I resell it to you at wholesale prices of what I'm buying it for. So we give 3 options for our refund policy. I typically don't like to announce that out loud. I usually just send them an email just because there's been times we've had really bad experiences with scammers. It's been a whole, like, I've lost so much money with scammers, sadly. So I don't like to announce that, but if your product does have issues, we will cover it for you. So also, you can always pay for insurance too. I recommend more than likely if you are going to go that route, it's going to be mainly coming with that signature. That'll also be very important when it comes to your product arriving to you. What is the additional pack that comes in the Celebration mini tins? That's a good question. The mini tins? I think it's Evolving Skies for the mini tins. I could be off base with that. I don't know 100%. Could not tell you, sadly. You don't happen to have a Flareon Evolving Skies regular ETB for sale? It's the last one I need of the 4 Evolving Skies ETBs. I don't know, Nick. I might have one. I actually had a couple of those Elite Trainer boxes I had found in. So I actually reorganized my garage after the video I made because I was like, yo, I need to do some reorganizing. And I think I actually found a couple, so I could possibly, if you want to send me a ping on Discord, we can definitely negotiate that. But yeah, if people ever have general questions, ping me on Discord. I mean, you can always email me. I'll respond to your emails, but ping me on Discord is always going to be probably the fastest response. I'm looking for Vivilvoltage booster box. Will be getting soon. Would love to buy some. I will. I was allocated 25 of them. So I will be selling them. I'll let you know what prices when the time comes, of course. How much I'm going to be selling them for. I haven't decided yet, but I'll definitely let you know when I add them to the site. So, but yeah, no, appreciate you guys all so much for the support, seriously. So just always trying to do my best to offer, you know, the best product as much as I can to people. So I know recently I haven't had a lot of product, but it's hard, man. I mean, when you only get allocated so much, it sells out so fast. So of course it's always the laggard product. But I need to also make an announcement. I'll add some more stuff too. So I can promise you of that, because I'm going to add some more break packs, because it's been a while since we've done a break. I'll ping you in Discord. Right, I look forward to that, Nick. All right, so what's going on here? We've been going, how are things looking for a second? I want to check something out real quick here. All right, I'm going to exit out of that. Oh, didn't mean to actually exit out of that. Let's take a look at YouTube. How's my last video performing too? I want to take a look about that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last video. There was a little bit of a longer one, but it's one of those videos that there's a lot to talk about, if you know what I mean. What time is it? It's about 1. It's about 1,000. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's gonna definitely beat last video. Last video didn't do that well, but understandably. I mean, everyone probably is like, I already know it's gonna be a banger set, but but oh wow, we've got a lot of views. Wow. 29 likes. Thank you guys all so much for the likes. Seriously. I can might as well, since I'm here all the time. Seriously, Raheem. I mean, Raheem, when we talk about OGs, you're literally one of the OGs. You were there when the channel first got created. So, I mean, come on, bro. Come on. All right, let's go to live control room. Let's take a look at the Raheem boy. And boom, he's one of the other mods. Think they will print Evolving Skies again? I can't find anywhere on the shelves right now. Oh yeah, for sure. I would be absolutely stuck. Oh, Vivid Voltage? Wait, what? No, someone else. Yeah, no, 100%. I think they will 100%, more than likely, I should say, do a print. Of course, I can never say 100% to anything, but if I were to be a betting man, I would say that you're probably going to expect to see it. My man Maddie. Vivid Voltage boosters or ETBs? ETBs. Last video was great. I appreciate that, Alex. What is your favorite set from the Sun and Moon era? Come on, guys. Sun and Moon era set? Cosmic Eclipse, bro. Oh my god, that set makes me feel certain things I won't say live on stream. Cosmic Eclipse. I mean, bro. And here, full disclosure, I am a huge Gen 4 and 5 fan. So, full disclosure, I do have a bias. Arceus, Dialga, Palkia card, absolutely gorgeous. As you guys might not see with the poster in the background, Giratina, Garchomp, Darkrai, top favorite mythical Pokemon, top favorite legendary and non-legendary Pokemon. Cynthia is my girl crush, 100% if we're talking the game. Love Cynthia. I think that the tag team card of Reshiram GX and Zekrom with Lord N is absolutely gorgeous. I love, of course, the Rainbow Arceus, Dialga, Palkia. And then once we start getting into the other cards, Lord N is also looking really cool. How can you not love the Secret Piplup? I mean, come on, guys. Like, oh, Cosmic Eclipse, man. I mean, as Raheem will attest, him and I will have long conversations a lot of the times, going back and forth about Gen 4, Gen 5, because it's just a huge nostalgia fest for me. So, absolutely love that set. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like, Hidden Fates is a great set, but Cosmic Eclipse, man, I mean, I'm also a huge, I love Weavile. Weavile is such a cool card. I just love the set, man. Such a cool set, for sure. What is your, I want a Team Up booster box. So expensive. Yeah, man. And what's sad about that, too, is I don't see any reprint for that set coming in the near future, or any news of it. Reprint pack reprint anything, man. It sucks. I mean, even the cards themselves. I mean, let's take a look at Team Up. Team Up as well. If you take a look at the product, it's not terrible by any means, but it's not the cheapest, you know? So I definitely, it's tough, my guy. I appreciate that. Or I'm sorry about that. Cosmic, Thunder, and Ultra Prism. I mean, bro, they're bangers. And the fact of the matter that Lost Thunder also just became cheaper, bro. I love Sun and Moon in general, better than XY in my opinion. Honestly, I'm gonna probably agree with you on that one. I mean, we think Sun and Moon era. I mean, we can go back and we can do advanced search and just take a look at the general list of items from that era. You say to yourself, from EX or from Sun and Moon, Cosmic, banger. Hidden Fates, banger. Unified Minds, banger. Unbroken Bonds, banger. Team Up, banger. Lost Thunder, banger. Dragon Majesty, banger. Celestial Storm, banger. Forbidden Lights, banger. Ultra Prism, banger. Shining Legends, banger. Burning Shadows. This might be controversial, but I think it sucks. But some people will say it as a banger. Guardian Rising, mid. Sun and Moon base, mid. Crimson, poop. But I mean, I just go up and down the list. Oh, Detective Pikachu, terrible. I mean, you go up and down the list, you're like, bro, banger. XY Evolutions, banger. Steam Siege, terrible. Fates Collide, mid. Generations, mid. Breakpoint, mid. Breakthrough, mid. Ancient Origins, banger. Roaring Skies, mid. Double Crisis, kind of cool, but not really that cool. Primal Clash is good, not really a banger. Phantom Forces, banger. Furious Fist, mid. Flashfire, banger. XY base set, not that good. Candle Starters, not that good. I mean, bro, that just basically off of what I said, I think the only reason why I hesitated is just because the sets in XY, the good ones, are strong. Like, we're talking Flashfire, amazing set. Evolutions, amazing set. Primal Clash, Ancient Origins, my personal opinion, I love Ancient Origins. But also, I'm a huge Gen 3 fan. I'm a huge Gen 3 fan. And so when I see this Mega Ray Quaza and the Groudon and the Lugia, got a really cool Giratina and so on and so forth. Bro, absolute bangers, to say the least. So I got a little bit of a bias on that one. But yeah, no, definitely for the most part. Wow, these packs have gone up insane amount. I remember when this was $14 at one point. But yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely have to agree with you on that one, Travis. Guests get to work 11 hours a day for 4 days straight. Are you saying guess who? Was that you, Koga? Oh boy. Oh my god, get to work a lot. Dang, dude, what do you do for work? I'm sorry, my guy. Do you think the Charizard GX premium box is a good investment? Oh yeah, it was one of the, in my top 10 video, I talked about it. Yeah, if you guys ever have questions about what I like, top 10 video is pretty comprehensive. And when I talk about what I like, also that video is popped off. It's over at 5,000 views. So, but yeah, Burning Shadows, worst set ever, bro. Burning Shadows is so overrated of a set. Like, I cannot stand Burning Shadows. It has one of the worst pull rates in the set in Sun and Moon. Pull rates, terrible. It has some of the worst general cards outside of the actual Charizard in and of itself. I mean, let's look at Burning Shadows, right? We go to it and we say to ourselves, oh my god, it's so cool, it has a Charizard. Darkrai, I love Darkrai, so that's cool for me. The Gardevoir and the Gold Energies, I mean, that's kind of cool. Oh, a Rainbow Machamp. Oh, so sweet. A Rainbow Marshall. So sweet. Like, oh, a Rainbow Muck. Oh, God, guys. Stop my thrill. I'm so excited. Like, come on, guys. It's so mid, bro. It's so overrated. And not to mention, the print quality on the set is so poor, too. The print quality on getting a Charizard in a PSA 10 condition, if you were to try and print it, so unlikely. So, it's just not it, man. I just can't get it. I just can't get into it. Just not the worst set by means, but I think of this set the same way I think of Champion's Path. It's got some cool Charizards in it, but other than that, it's my Champion's Path for most people. Koga should be a mod too, honestly. Oh, 1,000%. Koga is here on every stream as well. I 100% agree with you on that one. Koga, you're now a mod. Congrats. Ancient Origins is one of my favorite sets from XY. Yeah, right there with you, Raheem, man. XY Ancient Origins, I mean, I love that set. I have the Rayquaza too. I want to get it graded. the mega one. It's so beautiful. I cook at a restaurant. I'm covering 4 days. You're covering 4 days. Bro, you're getting overtime though. Hopefully you're making enough money to where it's worth it, my guy. But dang, I'm sorry, bro. That sounds tough. Well, hopefully you can listen to me in the background while you work. So I'll try and talk about some nerdy stuff with you, but that's tough, my guy. I'm sorry. Oh, that's the worst. Man, I remember working in the restaurant industry. I never worked as a cook. I worked, who would have guessed it? I worked as a server, and then for a while I was a host. So, oh God, I remember that. That is not fun, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, for how much you're able to make in it, it's definitely worth it from a job perspective. But it's just the amount of work drama you deal with because people there are at work are so dramatic, and then you always have an burdensome manager. Like, I've had just not good experiences. Pokemon Master, hey, thanks for stopping by, brother. One of the best sets to invest in is Unified Minds. I mean, it depends on what you say from invest in. When you say, like, how is it going to do long term, I think it'll perform really well long term because it's a good set. But from a how much you can buy it for now versus how much it'll hit in the future, I mean, there's definitely better opportunities in my personal opinion. I mean, Lost Thunder is a great set, and it just absolutely took a huge dive. So you really got to take everything with that with a grain of salt. But I think it's a great set. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, no, I mean, God, dude, you gotta work. That's tough, dude. That's tough. I'm sorry, my guy. What's another good set, though, from... Honestly, bro, what's another good set, though, that's undervalued, in my personal opinion, or underrated? We already have obviously taken a look at Lost Thunder. We've taken a look at what's going on with Fates Collide. Is there really any other ones that we've seen any potential price drops on? I'd love to see the packs for Unbroken Bonds drop. I can't wait to see what that product's gonna be, but God, I love Ancient Origin. That's a bummer, dude, because when I see Primal Clash in my mind is literally just a dumbed down version of Ancient Origins. Like, it has the primal Pokemon, but it doesn't have it in their, like, shiny forms. So it's like, it's not a bad set by any means, but it's very much so, like, just a dumbed down version of XY Ancient Origins, which is why I don't think it hit that well. I mean, even Roaring Skies. I mean, the only reason why Roaring Skies was so expensive at one point was purely because it was a competitively viable set because of the Shaman. I mean, if you go look at the Shaman card, it's literally what the Crobat is currently for current meta. Like, you go to the Shaman, where is it? Just Shaman EX setup. When you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you may draw until you get 6 cards in your hand. It's literally Crobat. Like, it's just, it was a staple for the longest time. I mean, you consider yourself the Mega Rayquaza is super cool. But I mean, you already had the Mega Rayquaza in Primal Clash. So, or not Primal Clash, sorry, Ancient Origins. So it's not like it was super hypey. So, I mean, VS Seeker Gold, I guess, is kind of cool, but like, just not really that it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Latios and them, but just not like, just not super exciting. But one thing I will say about XY era sets that are really nice is you can get them for so cheap master setting. I mean, think about this, guys. Like, let's take a look at Fusion, a set that's not super popular right now. Most expensive card in the set is pushing $100, guys, and that's a lot, right? Then we go back and we say to ourselves, okay, let's look at this set in XY era. Most expensive card's $42, bro. You can easily collect all the XY era sets for, less than a couple $1,000, which you might say that's expensive. Bro, one set from Sun and Moon, or sorry, from Sword and Shield era is going to cost you upwards of $1,000. It is what it is. It's dead right now, so I'm chilling out for a bit, bro. That's always the best, especially if you, well, it's not the best if you're a server, but if you're working back at the house and it's dead, so nice, because you are getting paid hopefully a decent amount. What was just asked? Good price for Lost Thunder. That is a good question. So if we're talking Lost Thunder, honestly, bro, Lost Thunder prices are not bad at all. So, because we obviously had that old supply come up on the market. So, I mean, let's take a look and see. We looked at it before, but bro, from 439 to 330. If you can get it sub 300 bucks, that's a solid price. That is a solid price. But I mean, it's not a bad price by any means here. But if you can get it below 300, then you're looking at a good deal. That's for sure. So, but yeah, the lowest right here is 400. But I think on eBay, I mean, yeah, Raheem's already saying what I'm about to say anyway, so I'm not even going to do it. I got to take a look. Thanks. What do you think is a better choice for investing, ETBs or booster box? Pokemon Master. I will point you to a video of mine. And here, if actually, you know what I'm going to start doing? If people ask me questions about that kind of stuff, I just need to point you guys to my video. Let's go to videos. So if you're asking me this question, this is a really good video that I will recommend you to watch. The best Pokemon Steel product to invest in. And then I'm also going to say, is now the time to invest in Modern, is also the other video I would recommend in answering that question. Personally speaking, short term, I think Elite Trainer boxes are better, but if you want to really get into a long, in-depth explanation, these two videos are ones that I do really well in-depth explanation going into why, because we go back and we look at the historical analysis of how Elite Trainer boxes have outperformed booster boxes. Not all of them. Of course, there's always going to be your niches, but generally on average. Wow, bro. I have been going... Where is some water, bro? I need some water here. What time is it? It's 1:34. It's 1:34, man. I need to do some breathing. Luxito says hello. Hello, Luxito. How we doing, brother? Hopefully all is well for you. Hopefully all is well for you. I'm trying to collect booster pack arts for every set going back to black and white, but I can't bring myself to buy Steam Siege. Just bite the bullet, bro. It's like $3. You'll get it done way faster than you will for black and white era. I would just bite the bullet, bro. I know it sounds like it's not the best set to collect, but trust me, just bite the bullet. Just bite the bullet. But how long have we been going for? We've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes now. All right, if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to ask them now. Because, I mean, look at this shining face. It's just going down. Please feel free to ask them now. I'll answer any more questions for the next couple of minutes. And then I'm going to head out here. So I need some food, and then I have an appointment at 2:15, so I'll need to leave pretty soon here. It is terrible. Steam Siege, I mean, we've looked at Steam Siege many a times, but it's so bad. And that just goes to show you, don't get me wrong, all sealed will go up over time, but that's not to say all sealed is a good investment when you take a look at a set like Steam Siege that's almost 7 or 8 years old now. And it's just doubled or tripled in value compared to other sets that have 5, 6, 7x. Just because it's sealed doesn't mean it's always a good investment. So you'll make money over time, but you could always have better opportunities. But God, I mean, let's go back and take a look at the cards. Whoa, a Vulcan Rock. Gardevoir EX, so cool. So much hate for Gardevoir. I love Gardevoir as a card, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. But it's not a set carrier. It's not going to carry you unless you're talking like a shiny. And that's not a shiny Ralts. Or sorry, Gardevoir. Mega Steelix. Wow, that's so cool. Wow, that's so cool. Hey, Gage. It's been a while, brother. All right, looks like we got some final questions coming in the chat. Hey, Eli, what do you think about the Vivid Voltage ETB prices after reprint? I think that you're probably going to be able to find them for around $40. That is going to be in stores. Online, you'll probably see around $50 to $55. Could be off base with that, but that's more than likely what you're going to see. I don't know if they have any in Walmart yet. Let's see if they have any. See if the price has seen any sort of correction yet. Yeah, price is already starting to drop. Price is already starting to drop. You can now get it for as low as $77.90. So I'm gonna say 55 to 60. Oh my God, what the frick? Yo, shout out to the mods. Raheem and Koga out here doing work. Feels good. Looks like they wanted to ask a question too. Wow, why is up with these bots, bro? But that's kind of what I think, Gage. I think that's what you're going to be able to see at 55, 60. Honestly, that's a pretty solid price anyway. I think, though, if you're going to be able to get it for 40 to 50, that's probably going to be your best bet in long-term hold for sure, especially considering it went up almost $100 as we saw. I mean, what was the high? What was the high on the year? 103? Yeah, no, for sure, bro. For sure. Alex, Brilliant Star or Evolving Skies for long term, or is it too early to tell with the 2020 set coming? Too early to tell, Alex, for sure. Evolving Skies, amazing opera. Oh, here's actually what I will tell you, Alex. If Evolving Skies gets a reprint, this is what I'll just tell you. If Evolving Skies gets a reprint, jump in. When Brilliant Star goes to 100, jump in. Obviously, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. So I'm not literally telling you to jump in. I want to make that clear. But I am saying that if the price does go to $100 on Evolving Skies, if we do get another reprint, history is going to tell us that it's going to perform really well. Brilliant Star more than likely is going to be an amazing set from what we've seen. Of course, this isn't 100%. We've seen more price history from Evolving. So Evolving is definitely a lot safer of a pick right now compared to Brilliant. But when we're talking about it with Brilliant Star, I think it could perform really well. And I think like as it stands, Brilliant Star is going to have multiple reprints confirmed because we still haven't gotten Wave 2 yet. We haven't even gotten Wave 1 yet. So when it does drop, prices are probably going to go anywhere between $100 or lower, more than likely. Not 100%, but more than likely. And with that being said, that's going to be your guys' opportunity. I've been talking about this coming day for a while now. And when that day comes, I'm going to make a full video about it. And I'm not going to shut up about it. Oh! Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys. My alarm just went off, so give me one quick second here, my camera. That was my alarm telling me that I am about to go. I'm going to have to really wrap up these questions now. Sorry about that. But yeah. For short term, safer pick Brilliant Star when they get the reprint. But Evolving Skies, when it does get that print, it's not a bad diversification. Did you get any Pokemon Center exclusively trainer boxes for Brilliant Star? Yes, I've got about 5 cases worth. Yeah, the pack collecting is mostly for the fun satisfaction. I'm right there with you, my guy. I got all the pack art for Majestic Dawn because it is my favorite Pokemon set of all time. Right next to Stormfront and Dragon Frontiers. Mods ban them. Okay. All right. I gotta really finish it up here. What do you think about sneaker investing? If you know anything, I don't know a lot about it. I know my brother is a huge sneakerhead and he's made a killing off of it. So only thing I can say to that, because I want to wrap this up real quick. Very uneducated, but I know it's a huge market. I know plenty of people have made a ton of money on it. Thanks for the info on VV ETBs. What about was able to sell mine for $80 a week ago? That's what I'm talking about. DFS, Patriot. This probably means daily fantasy sports if I know what that means. You used my video, you were ahead of the curve, and now you're seeing that you're reaping the rewards of being able to get ahead of the product's drop. So congratulations on that. Did you see the Pokemon Conversation collab? I picked up a pair of those. I did not. Oh, Converse. Ooh, that'd be cool. I'll have to look at that. Boom today. Don't know what that means. Sorry. Hey, bro. Just got here. What's up, Hittis? Oh, bro, I'm about to finish up. I'm so sorry, brother. You hear celebrations finishing up end of the month. Any insight to that? I talked about it early in the video. Main points that I made is I said it's probably specifically talking about the Pokemon Center ETBs. I don't think they're talking about just celebrations in general. Could be completely wrong about that. Only time will tell, but that's just my personal interpretation of it. Holding off to Wave 2 of Brilliant Star. Thanks for the answer. Look forward to the next video. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, Brilliant Star Wave 2 is definitely going to be a good opportunity. Hikegi, I have both the pairs. They seem pretty cool. I'll definitely have to look at that. And then more webcams. Sick, bro. Just bots after bots after bots. How can you order 5 cases? Isn't there a limit? There is a limit. So what you do is you buy it, put in your order, and then you re-add it to your cart. That's all I did. Literally, if you want to, just add it, hit the limit. Your order is confirmed once you check out, and then you go back and you just keep adding it. That's what I did. But as far as it goes, that is all the questions I'll be answering for today's. They won't cancel your case. I've never had them do that. I've ordered 5 cases of Pokemon Center Celebrations Elite Trainer Box exclusives, so they're not going to cancel your order. I doubt that. But anyway, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys so much, more than you know. I can't thank you guys. Well, I just said that 3 times. Obviously, I mean it. So hopefully you guys found my video informative. Hopefully I answered all your questions for now. I'll be doing another live stream next Tuesday. I'm going to try and shoot for 11:30. So, but as far as it goes, I'll be posting my usual video on Friday. But to all those that are our usuals and to all those that are new to the channel, wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So, but last time I'm going to say,